Hello and welcome back to WVU Sports. I am Fate and I'm joined here by Will. And today, your Mountaineers are facing off against Akron here in NACE. Mountaineers currently 6-0 in NACE play, playing out of their mind these past couple of days or past couple of weeks. So going into this Akron match here, Will, what are you thinking?
Well, we thought we were going to have our toughest test last week against Fuel Esports, and it was pretty much just the story of the entire season. When the Mountaineers are on Search and Destroy, they're going to look pretty bad, and when they're on anything else, they're going to look almost unstoppable, and that's kind of what proved out to be the case last week. And now they're playing. It's a doubleheader tonight. So housekeeping, no Val tonight because University of Texas Arlington is on spring break. And they don't want to play at home. So I think they forfeited. They didn't even try to reschedule. I think they just forfeited.
Which I think is honestly insane. I mean, I think they're already kind of.
I think they're like 0-8.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really going to harm their season too much, just due to their actual record. Because I was seeing that and I was like, like that doesn't really do anything at all for them. In all honesty,
no.
But you can't have that mentality because at that point it's forfeit the rest of the season.
And next week we will be on spring break. We will not have any streams next week, and our COD teams, our rugby teams, they're also going to play. Our Valiant team will be playing from home against Kennesaw State, the Kennesaw State Owls, and I believe they're going to be playing a Division I playoff game at home as well. Yeah, I mean, I understand you're on spring break, but still, come on, gotta play.
Gotta play.
At
least give it.
Let the kids play.
Let the kids play out
Let
there.
the kids play.
Just let them run free. In reality.
Yeah.
But like you said today with the doubleheader, if I had to take a guesstimation on.
The doubleheader, it's Akron and then Marshall.
Yeah.
It's a big doubleheader.
It's a big doubleheader. I think. Okay. Now recently with the COD team, I've been very high on my horse. You know,
we were 2-0 last week.
We are
on COD.
We've been doing very well on our predictions, and I
don't know how you guys did yesterday.
I wasn't here yesterday.
Oh wait, who was here yesterday?
I think it was both.
W92.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I did predictions, but we're on a hot streak.
We are on a hot streak. We are definitely on a hot streak. So I think today I'm gonna pick. See, the question for me, honestly, is does West Virginia win their Search and Destroy map?
That's literally the question, because then it's a difference between a 3-1 and a 3-0.
Yes. Because I think, honestly, if they're going to lose, it's going to be obviously a 3-2. But if they're going to win, I doubt it's going to be a 3-2. It'll probably be a 3-1.
No, because Game 5 are just weird. Because we know enough about this team now. We know what to expect.
Yes.
And it's just what I said. Search and Destroy is going to be rough. Respawn game modes, Overload Hardpoint, they're going to look really, really strong on. So it's almost like a guaranteed to be 9 times out of 10 it's going to be 1-1 after 2 games.
Yeah.
And then the Mountaineers are kind of in a position where all right, we need to win games 3 and 4 on Respawn. Otherwise, we're going to go to a map 5 on Search and Destroy where, at least online, we heard on land it was different.
They've looked better on Search. They're definitely working on it. It's just, I think, compared to a lot of these other teams, especially a team like Marshall, it's just not going to be probably up to par. I don't actually exactly know what Marshall's strength and weaknesses are when it comes to different game modes. Just know that they've been fragging out as of late. Yeah. So I think if I had to get a prediction, I'm going to go... oh my gosh! See, I can't really pick a 3-2.
I'm just going 3-1.
Honestly,
I'm riding it until
it
turns out to be wrong.
I might go. For some reason, I'm feeling a 3-2 somewhere today. I don't know why. I feel like they're going to win at least one. If they do 3 different Search maps, I think they win one of them, maybe. But I don't know if they can really take Search on a Marshall. I'll just go 3-1 on both games today.
So it's Akron and Marshall. I'm leaning more towards 3 against Akron. Akron and Marshall played each other early in the season. Marshall mopped the floor with them. Marshall is...
Wait, yeah, let me actually look
Marshall
at
seems to be after kind of Fuel Esports, after the incident last week. Marshall and WVU, as it's meant to be, are the 2 best teams in this division.
They 3-0'd them.
Yeah,
never mind. 3-0. 3-0 West Virginia.
They're the 2 remaining unbeaten teams, WVU and Marshall. Obviously, that isn't going to last at the end of the day because they're going to be playing each other in about an hour. But I think Akron, more likely to see a 3-0, honestly.
No, I agree. They also did jump around to GMU. So.
Huh? They dropped to
Yeah. They 3-0'd NBC and SEC. So I'm going to go ahead and agree because I think we are on the same level as Marshall, if not possibly better.
I think we're, as far as I know, we are 1-1 against Marshall across all the different leagues and competitions and stuff like that.
But I think when you have the secret Cribbin the secret.
I mean, Crib,
It's a different level. You know what I mean?
And at some point, that's going to have to be the win condition for search and destroy maps.
Yes.
Just Crib and Ethan are going to have to get
Ethan
combined for
almost
like
single-handedly did it last
25
time.
kills.
Yeah.
Ethan played.
Stats.
Yeah, Ethan played exceptionally last search and destroy, and it didn't really matter.
No.
I think the Mountaineers still lost 6-3 or 6-4 or something.
I think it was
to
6-4.
a team in Fuel who we thought was really good going into it. They didn't look that good on anything but search and destroy, and I think you can point some of that to just the Mountaineers not being that good again. Apparently, it's different on land. Apparently, on the land,
I don't know
they
how that,
are great on
that's
search and
weird.
destroy, but something about online. Anyways, Akron, 4-1 on the year. Their one loss was a brutal loss to Marshall. They have not played Fuel yet. They have not played the Mountaineers. They end with Baldwin Wallace. That should be a win for them. But they have, 2 really tough games coming forward for them in these next 2 weeks, and I don't think this is going to be a good spot for them to kind of have themselves in right now.
They need to launch upwards to really finish the season strong, and excluding their very last game, it's going to be a rough road for them.
They're certainly not, GMU, Southeast Community College.
Yeah.
They're certainly not like they 3-0'd all those teams. Obviously, well, again, as you mentioned, they did drop a map to GMU, but they're clearly ahead of that pack. But all signs point that they are not the same class as WVU, as Marshall, and I guess we'll see against Fuel. So I'm just going to say 3-0. I'm going to say that the Mountaineers can pull it together for one search and destroy map, which is going to be very important because I think Marshall is going to be really, really tough later on in the day. So I think winning the S&D earlier against a team not as good as Marshall is going to help with the confidence later on in the day. So I think it's going to be 3-0 Mountaineers.
And I'd also like to say, I think it's really important for the Mountaineers to 3-0 here because if you're Akron's by no means a bad team, but they're definitely not a team that you're going to be seeing like a deep in the playoffs or anything like that. So you really need this to be an example that you can win S&D maps. You just really have to dial it in on maybe a team that's not as super high caliber as you'll see deep playoffs because you can't beat a team here in the regular season on Search and Destroy. You have no chance later on. You're playing even higher, better teams.
And the Mountaineers have dropped search and destroy maps to teams way worse than Akron.
Yes, exactly.
But
I think they're doing better
in
now.
week 1 against the Wolverines. So it's the NBC Wolverines. They dropped search and destroy.
And then against the Aviators, they also got reverse swept off.
We talk about the Aviators so much.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Actually, I need to pull up CRL to see what's been cracking recently.
Hopefully they got their get back against the Southern Illinois or Indiana Aviators.
Or sorry, CCL.
It was, but they dropped. Well, they had a lot of forfeits this year, but they've only had 1 3-0 all season. Granted, 3 forfeits is a ton, including GMU and Tennessee State, who I think is like 0-9, and Southeast Community College again, who I don't know if they've won a game either yet. There's a lot of disparity between the top and the bottom of this conference, like a lot. So they haven't had as many chances to play search and destroy against like the really bad teams. Fuel obviously won top of the class, but they did lose. I think this is going to be their second hardest test on search and destroy all year. So I think showing some promise this week is going to help a lot in the coming weeks and the coming matches, even like later tonight, as I said, against Marshall. So I think it's important for the Mountaineers to look much more confident on search and destroy if they want to take themselves seriously to go for a deep run, just because it is going to be map 5. And a lot of times you're going to find yourself in a map 5 and you can't win search and destroy map 5. Then, you look concerned. What happened?
I have so the Mountaineers did lose to Cumberland 3-2.
The academy team, not even the varsity team.
Yes. That's not
good.
No. And then the Cumberland varsity team 3-0'd Marshall, giving them their first loss.
That makes sense.
But Cumberland varsity. Undefeated. I mean, and that's varsity on varsity.
Yes, and the Mountaineers also got 3-0'd by Cumberland varsity. That was I think game 1 of the entire season.
Yes, I believe so.
But losing 3-2 to the Cumberland academy team.
And they also beat Marshall. Also beat us yesterday 3-1. Does that change your prediction later? Because we said 3-1.
We haven't made predictions yet.
I said 3-1 against Marshall. I might have to change that.
All I'm saying is 3-0 against Akron, and then
we'll get there when we get there.
We'll get there when we get there. We got a whole another hour. I got to watch this film first.
Time. Dude, I feel like I don't know. I really honestly do feel like we played down in CCL. I don't know. I feel like every time I check CCL, I'm always kind of disappointed in what's going on. But here in NACE, I feel like they play exceptionally well. They would not drop overload against the Aviators here in NACE. I don't know. Maybe they play down to the competition in NACE. I don't know, but it's okay. Like you said, though, let's keep our eyes here on Akron. We have map picks.
We do have maps.
Go ahead and drop those.
We have, to start off, we have Colossus, Hardpoint, and then Den and Scar on S&D and Overload, and then Exposure, if needed, back on Hardpoint, and then back to Colossus, again, if needed, on Search and Destroy in a map 5. Interesting, WVU continuing to ban Raid on Search and Destroy. I think we saw Raid Search and Destroy week 1, and that's when they lost to the NBC Wolverines, who are not nearly as good as them. So I'm not surprised that that's kind of, and we haven't seen it again all season. So it looks like that's kind of been a consistent ban for this Mountaineer team.
Yes.
Not a map that they want to play, especially on Search and Destroy. So that makes sense. Again, I'm not predicting that we're going to need to see maps 4 or 5, but I think Exposure, map 4, is something the Mountaineers are super confident on. We see them play it almost every week. It's that map where the first point, someone has to lay prone behind the barrel and the rest of your team. That's like the crib map, where
it is the crib map.
Someone's going to be prone on point, and crib's going to be out doing typical crib activities. So I think if they're going to drop them out, it's going to be map 2, and then I think I see almost no point of an upset here for the Mountaineers. Although I would have said that last night against for USA Baseball against Italy, and I guess anything can happen. Also, we got to pay attention. We might get knocked out of group stages.
I know. Like, I don't even know dude. I was watching that and I was like, this is horrible. I don't want to see that ever again. Anyway, though, also to mention, Den is the exact same map that he played S&D on last week against Fuel, and they almost came and won that. So maybe here today against, I guess, a slightly worse team in Akron, they could pull off that Den win and just go 3-0. I'll just give a 3-0 prediction for the Akron game. I'm just going to save my Marshall prediction for later.
I think it's going to depend a lot on how
really
we
hard
look
prediction. Because it's going to have to be a close win if it's going to be a win, and that also means that they're going to have to take a Search and Destroy map off of Marshall. And I think in CCL they lost. Hold on, let's see what they actually did end up losing round-wise here. Because
against Marshall?
Against Marshall.
Map 1's going to be brilliant. I think they have to come out and look flawless on Hardpoint, I think, to open this up, if they're going to want to have a chance to beat Marshall
they lost
late in the day.
250 to 166 on Hardpoint. They actually won. No way. There's no way.
What?
There's no way.
That's so random. The one map they beat Marshall was S&D.
What? And then they lost 5-2 on Overload. They got smoked on Hardpoint twice by 100 points. And they won on Search and Destroy by a round, but they still won against Marshall
and nothing
lost
else was
against
close.
Fuel.
Nothing else is close.
No. Okay, so this is interesting because if they can just play how they normally play on Hardpoint and Overload, they'll be good. But I'm severely surprised that they actually won the Search and Destroy map out of all the maps they played in that series.
Yeah, that is shocking.
That's immensely shocking to me. But we are going to be loading in here on Colossus. One of my favorite maps that I always see them play. Ethan always kind of goes crazy on this. We actually saw Crib last week as well. Had that
Crib had the quad
feed.
feed.
Yeah, the Crib
You had two of them last week. I think it was this map and Exposure.
I think Exposure was the other one, yeah, because he was like right at the end of the game, wasn't it?
I believe you're right.
Not 100% sure, but. All right. The Zips and the Mountaineers rocking up in here on Hardpoint. Been a strong start for the Mountaineers time and time again throughout this season, but obviously in CCL have not really looked as good. P1 going to go the way of the Mountaineers here at first, at the very least. Override down low, making it work. Heroic to Drovic. Getting 2 Mountaineers down in the process. Gonna go top and get a third immediately. Looking for a quad feed here. Not gonna happen. Time's gonna expire for that. Currently, though, Akron beaming.
Well, he's just gotten 5 immediately there from Override. It's good to know that the kill feed is back to being broken. So,
oh, it is lovely.
Yeah. Obviously, it's always nice to know that we're back. Tables or Crib, one of the two just picked up 2 there, so they're gonna be jumping on the objective. Snagging that back from Akron for the time being, as they're gonna have enough time to snag back this lead if Akron's gonna try and commit to a retake here. It doesn't look like they're too committed to it, actually. Maybe I spoke a little bit too soon, as Crib is going to fall on the objective there, and now it's going to be Mountaineers with a couple-point lead here heading into the next hard point.
Yeah, but the rotation of this Mountaineers team, this is something we saw on full display last week. They have been really able to get like those first like 10, 12 points on the hard point before end up like, any actual gunfight really breaks out. Here's kind of a similar story, but they, got taken off pretty soon, pretty immediately on this P2. And now, as you can see, Akron's just kind of able to hold this down really hard here. Crib's gonna fly through the air and pick up one, though. Looking for a second. It's gonna get cleaned up by his teammate. Mountaineers now back here on P2. Sun's gonna fly out. And right now, kind of back and forth for both these teams. Tables are playing super aggressive here, almost getting both. That could have been an insane clip. Sadly, cards are not gonna fall in his way.
So just pushing up and getting your one, though, is going to be really valuable there for the Mountaineers. Just controlling as much map space as possible, getting the first real lead of this game so far as they've completely locked down this hard point for the last 40 seconds, and they're going to get a pretty comfortable lead here heading into point 3. I'm still a bit confused as to why Crib is number 196. That doesn't really check out, but I guess...
It's the amount of mills in his account. How many commas are in his account.
Yes, Crib is very, very rich. That is true. Bowie almost got a quad feed there himself, getting himself a multi-kills. Akron's going to take back control this hardpoint as it opens up. Ethan going to cook the nade, doesn't quite get it over that boat. Is that a boat? Submarine?
Submarine. Yeah, I think it's a sub.
A 5-piece there for Bowie, actually. Is Akron now chopping back into that lead, just under 10 points now. The lead shrunk down for this Mountaineer team as they're once again going to try and get a recontest, but Akron just has this on lock now.
Yeah,
the Mountaineers,
really hard.
It's a really good shot there from Strike. Can he find one more? No, he cannot, and Akron's still holding very comfortable here on P3. They've held it for, I think, the entire time so far.
Yeah, this P3 is in locked down hard here. I mean, this is really hard to take when you're, running a rifle and there's just head glitches everywhere. As you can see, tables are his crib there just falling. Actually, we don't really know who it is because these kill feeds, they're really throwing us off, making our job as difficult as possible. Strike's gonna cross that 10 kill threshold, the first player of this match so far to do so. Ethan looking for a double here, gets one. That's all you gotta do sometimes, to just get your one kill. Crib's gonna do it himself here. The Mountaineers are going to have to get a really solid rotation because right now Akron is, I wouldn't say taking off with this thing, but they are definitely getting a lead and it is definitely growing. Strike gets the rotating Akron player caught off guard there, going to rotate in and get one more on the hard point. Going to get stolen by his teammate, but still, the Mountaineers now fully taking this P4. And they're going to need to hold it for a while here. Crib takes up one. Cable's going to tuck in this corner, looking to get maybe one before getting traded out, but he's the only Mountaineer on the hard point right now. Actually, no, he's backed up by Strike. He's having a really good game right now. 12-7 for him. Cable's gonna pick up one, looking for a second. He will get it. The third catches him finally, but he did his job. Still, the Bio with the multi-kill. Gonna take out this hard point. They're gonna swing in though and take him out immediately. Mountaineers climbing, about to cross this threshold to take the lead back in their favor. Big nade there. They're gonna take down Crib over back on his P1.
It's been certainly a game of runs so far as the Mountaineers able to take back the lead even for just a second as the hard point will open back up, and Akron I think got 58 or something points on P3 there, so the Mountaineers gonna have to be extra careful not to let that happen again, but it's gonna be another killing spree there from Bowie. I mean, he's on fire right now. 15-8 from Bowie as the Akron Zips are gonna get another double-digit lead here. It's really good shots there from Bowie. He's just shredding right now. No one from the Mountaineers is able to contest him for the time being, and they're just going to start building that lead right back up again. Tables slide in, can't quite find the shots. And Akron's just holding steady. They're not really being too pressed. They're getting their trades. They're winning their 1v1s, and the Mountaineers are having a really tough time taking back some of the snap space. And again, it's just that was Bio, sorry, but it's just another pretty nice one gunfight there for the side of Akron as Western is going to try and get back into it, but all the gunfights seem to be falling in the way of the Zips right now, and the Mountaineers are struggling to really gain any kind of footing.
Yeah, this speed rotation is going to be huge here. They're going to need to get something going. Because right now, I mean, like you said, Akron playing very well. They're not really pushing up too much. They're kind of just holding the space that they do have. It's been working out really well for them. Crib, nice double jump there to secure the kill. And Crib's going to have to go absolutely massive here. He's going to get taken on immediately with Strike. Tries to do what he can. Finds his one before getting refragged. And Akron are just kind of taking off with this lead. 50 points now for them.
Yeah, and it's getting dire straits here now for the Mountaineers as they are going to be down over 50 points now. They haven't even broken the 100-point threshold here, and we've almost gone through the full cycle of hard points. The Mountaineers looking to try and find something. They will finally get the triple digits, but again, it's still a 50-point lead here for Akron. No one really on the Mountaineers standing out. It's not really kind of been one of those crib games that we're coming into seeing so far this season. Akron's doing a really good job of holding them at bay, and this is not looking great for the Mountaineers, especially considering that Marshall 3-0'd this team in pretty easy fashion earlier in the season. The Mountaineers could have to step it up here for sure, as Akron now less than 100 points away from taking this map 1. something that we thought, might have been a shoo-in for this Mountaineer team on this map, on this game mode. They've looked so good, but Akron's had all the answers so far.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really important point to hold, because once you kind of get your trophy set up, when you get your rifles on the head glitches, it's going to be really hard for Akron to retake this. Yeah. So the Mountaineers are going to have to capitalize on this early rotation, but going down immediately, they're not going to get shots off. It's not going to help. Ethan has to hold his own in the back, but he can't do it. Tries to go down the process, and Crib trying to hold up what he can, but the nades are going to come through. The trophy systems are all down, and Akron has retaken his hard point. Mountaineers, though, still here, still fighting. Akron's really not taking a lot of station now. We're seeing them play very, not passively, but they're just kind of like playing, to themselves a little bit, but it's working out as Bowie's going to find 2 with the rifle. He's having an insane game so far. Been a really big contributing factor into this Akron team leading like they are.
And it's important to mention that was the hard point that Akron in the first go round got like 58, almost 60 points on. It was very evident of how hard it is to retake that once they as you said, they get their trophy system set up and stuff like that. But Akron was able to do it not easily but effectively there. And now their lead is going to keep on growing. It's a 60-point lead now here for the Zips, and the Mountaineers just can't win a gunfight to save their life. Crib's going to try and find something. He's going to find 1 here. But now he's just all alone. He's low HP. You have to find something to flatten. The stun is out. Just trying to live now and get as many points as possible before he ends up eventually falling. And now the Mountaineers are going to have to try and regroup here and get back control of this hard point. No one on it for the time being, as Bowie will take it back over for Zips, as they're going to be approaching 200.
Yeah, and this is it. They can just kind of hold on to this right now. They're going to be in golden territory, approaching the 200 mark, only 50 away from taking this first map here. And like you said, Marshall 3-0 this team with relative ease. Mountaineers have not looked very good on hardpoint over these past couple of days. Something we're not really used to seeing at all. So they can maybe take it back on S&D, because right now this game's looking to get kind of out of hand. Only 43 points remaining for Akron to take this. And Mountaineers, though, trying to take Atrium, take this P1, and just hold on to the best that they can. And they're doing so currently. Strike up in the air here with this rifle. He's going to have to go insanely nuclear. Tables, pushes up and dies. Ethan heads down the back line as well, and it's all falling apart for the Mountaineers right now. Crib, though, the hero, can he make it work on a killing spree of 5? Trophies are still up for him right now. He's going to go down in the process. Crib now has a teammate here to try to hold it with him. He's going to go down. Tables, finding his 26th death here. 31 and 21 here for Crib. A quiet 30 bomb for him. Bowie. Not
quite as quiet, but Bowie with 33 of his own. It's going to be another killing spree. I must have said that 5 or 6 times already this game. It seems like he's been absolutely everywhere. Crib's going to find 1, and the Mountaineers are going to concede these last few seconds here. So they're going to try and just kind of set up here for this next hard point. Akron only 26 points away. Crib's going to find 2 there as well, as the Mountaineers should be able to use that to get some initial capture percentage here, but it doesn't even look like it. The kills from Crib are going to go in vain, as Bio is able to take out Tables, and now it's going to go right back over to Akron. 20 points now and counting. The Mountaineers have to get active very quickly, but that's two quick kills up from Override, and now it looks like that might just be enough. The Mountaineers are just going to have to funnel just kind of suicide on the point now to just try and stop this capture percentage. Crib slide in. He's going to need to find something here, and he will. They're going to stop the bleeding for the time being. Not quite dead yet. Crib going to find 2 there. Can he live? Yes, he can. For now, his teammates are going to be there to back him up, and the Mountaineers 70 points behind, but still not out of it.
Oh my goodness, we're on a tear right now. Killing spree for him. Able to kind of just tuck in this corner and find a lot of value because of it. This next hard point's going to be huge. They don't get this rotation off early. It's going to be all over for them. Crib on this backside rotate, going to find 1. Cannot get the last player on the hard point. Akron's going to bleed 6 points there. And they're going to get this early rotation again. Table's got to land the shots in time, and it isn't going to happen. Akron's going to take this first map.
It was just so smart there from Akron. The Mountaineers left the hard point pretty early because they knew that they had to get the rotation there in time, because obviously if Akron was just already on site, they just needed like 8 more points. But then Akron recognized that, went back and took the hard point from the Mountaineers when they left it, got to 258, and then it just opens up and the game's already over at that point. Now the Mountaineers are going to be in a rough spot. Now you've lost a respawn game, which means you are going to have to find a way to win a search and destroy if you want still a chance to win this match, but both of our predictions going awry pretty early there.
Yeah.
It is 40 from Crib, which is, still obviously just ridiculous, but the rest of the Mountaineers not coming along with them, and that's going to be the first time the Mountaineers have lost on hardpoint on stream.
Yeah, this is not a good start at all.
Didn't look good.
No, not at all. But maybe the bright spot here is going to be, the Mountaineers were able to take a map on S&D against Marshall. The Marshall 3-0 this Akron team, which is extremely concerning. I don't really know what's going on with the Mountaineer hardpoint right now, because this is just like, this is not the standard they've set throughout the season. They have
Absolutely
been
not.
very good on all of these game modes outside of S&D. And now when you're forced to lean back on a game mode that you've not been playing really well on, it makes it really concerning for everyone involved, because now you're like, okay, I have to do something I usually don't do, which is just winning your search and destroy matches. So hopefully they're going to come in here on map 2. I believe it's on Den as well, which they did look decent on against Fuel last week. So only time will tell.
Well, we mentioned it a couple of times, and maybe that's starting to change as we see kind of like their strengths and weaknesses evolve as the season progresses. But 2 weeks ago, we were talking about like they're so good on respawns, and we'll just say it, they're really bad at search and destroy. It makes every single respawn game mode a must win. And now you drop an early hard point, and you're just scrambling now. And they have, as you said, they just beat Marshall on search and destroy yesterday. So maybe there has been that improvement on that game mode, and maybe it's kind of cost screaming a lot of extra S&D, and all of a sudden your hard point and your overload starting to slide a little bit, just because you're maybe too comfortable on those game modes.
Yeah.
So I think the reverse sweep is going to be probably too tall of a task for the Mountaineers. So a lot of it's going to come down to this search and destroy mode. And then again, if they are able to win this, all of a sudden it's 1-1 after 2 games. That's what they've kind of been doing all season. But obviously it would it kind of flipped how they got there. So this is going to be it's just a must win, I fear. On search and destroy, which is something you never want to say.
No. And I just gotta hope that, like you said, all this S&D practice, which I think is, like you mentioned, possibly harming their other game modes, will pay off here on map 2. And then going into Overload, which they actually did lose pretty badly against Marshall on, they're just gonna have to do what they usually do and just take that really strongly. I don't know, like this is something that we're not really used to seeing so far in the season, of them going down early on and now having to fight back later on in the series. So we'll see how they are able to kind of, rile back together. If they can kind of rally here on map 2 and not go down 0-2 going into map 3, they're going to be at a decent spot. Hopefully they can just kind of finish strong, because this team is not really used to being down early on here in NACE.
They most certainly are not. But as you mentioned last week, against a better team in Fuel, this was probably their best showing on search and destroy all season, given the competition, and it was on this map. So everything is relevant right now for this Mountaineer team.
100%.
Everything is still open.
Yeah.
But that's a really quick first blood. The sniper comes through and takes out Ethan off the bat, and now the Mountaineers immediately going to find themselves down a player.
Yeah, Crib's in a similar scenario here. I don't know if Akron's going to be able to, push up. They really didn't take much space on hardpoint. Basically they didn't need to take. Oh, Crib had the angle earlier on and got off it right as he peaked. Unfortunate timing there for him. Don't know what I just watched.
Was it a nade, or did he jump off the map?
No, he just jumped off the map. I don't know. Unfortunate there for Override.
Uber talented.
Extremely. Post going to come out and try to deny any angle this sniper might have for Akron. Oh my goodness, they're getting absolutely fried by Bowie, and then a knife's going to come in. Wow, that is a rough way to end the the round there.
Rough way to start for sure.
Yeah.
Mountaineers couldn't get a single kill of their own.
No, they could not.
Even after, Ethan gets picked earlier, you're down a player, and then Override jumped off the map. So you had a chance there to even it up. It's a really good shot there from Bio, picking up 3 in that first round. Sniper pays off early. Now the Mountaineers over to defense. Maybe, I believe it is going to be Ethan that's going to be sticking with the sniper so far this game. I think Crip picked it up off Ethan's body towards the end of that round. So can the Mountaineers answer final response here? No sniper actually for Ethan. Who's going to run the sniper for the Mountaineers?
It was, I think it was Crib earlier on, but he might have dropped it now. I don't know.
I thought Crib picked it up off of Ethan's body last round, but I could be mistaken.
That is very possible, because I do not see Crib, going on early. Another happened once again. Ethan going down to the Bio sniper. Back-to-back rounds here. Not what you want to see for an entrance. Man advantage once again going to Akron. Akron hoping to not jump off the map this time around. Nice pickup there by Crib. even the score out just a little bit here. Strike, really important task here, trying to hold this down. The shots land, but they aren't enough. Nice play by Crib.
And the nade as well.
Wow, beautiful play. Crib knew that guy was going to push up, playing for his teammate, able to get the sim tags off as well. So off the Bio, who's 4-0 so far here. A very hot start for him. Wow, blasted.
Make it 5. This is super winnable. Sniper rifle in hand. He hasn't missed a shot so far. It's so dangerous. But time is going to be a factor here.
Gonna try to rotate all the way around the map here. I just don't think he's gonna really have enough time.
Yeah, he's never seen someone save in Call of Duty, but
you gotta get the sniper for next round. You know, the op's really important, so
yeah.
we
True,
should not be dropping the op.
I guess what, saving the perfect KD? And
I mean, hey,
I don't know.
Looks good on a score tally, I'll tell you what.
1-1. Mountaineers tied up on their defense, gonna head over back towards attack, and it, you know, both rounds, as you said, early picks from Bio on the sniper rifle. Mountaineers at that time able to rally because of a couple of nice kills from Crib, but got to think that, you know, can't afford it every round. Just, you know, someone get picked early. Ethan.
No. Ethan hoping not pick the same angle earlier on. He looks like he won't. Bio has been beaming so far in the first map and here in map 2. Oh, goodness, bad timing
really
there.
Really bad timing there from Ethan.
Should have died for that positioning, but sadly, able to get a kill instead. Nade just off target there for Bowie. Tables, you have to find a pick yet here on S&D. Crib's going to take a lot of space here up mid. Mountaineers looking to maybe get a little A push going on here, but Akron does know they're 3-stacking currently. Oh my goodness, Crib, shots land. I think there's a sniper shot behind him as well, or in front of him there. That whizzed by. More hit markers from the Mountaineers. Unfortunate Bio picks him off immediately. Nice shot by Crib though, making it a 2v3. Tables and Crib. Tables in a really good situation here as well. A great angle. Crib kind of clever here to assist. This is a winnable round for sure.
It is, but Tables going to have to be very careful here. He's kind of surrounded for the time being. Crib's going to get shot in the back. He's going to be able to find one, but the defense collapses from Akron. It is a great pinch, and they're going to, once again, when the defense, they played that uber passively. They had 3 people kind of playing in the back of their spawn the entire time. Crib was able to find kind of like the lone straggler out in the field of play, but I guess Bio 7-0.
Perfect play by Bio there. I mean, that is exactly what you need to do. Absolutely beaming currently with the sniper. Something, I kind of mentioned this when we swapped over from BO6 to BO7, is you are going to see the snipers here in BO7, which is a welcome change in Bio, especially a welcome change for him on a 7th
He's making
streak.
the most of it. Now,
yeah, so
I don't want to be rude, but Ethan's been first at every round.
It is true. I think, you know, Ethan really, I mean, just kind of honestly suffering to the Bio curse as of now. I mean, just every single round it's seeming like he's had his number. Had some bad timing against Necro's last round. Strike here. Fighting for his life on this right side. Nice first love by Crib. Once again, backing up his teammate, but can't do everything.
It's a nade kill there from Ethan on the Bio, though. It's first death of the match.
Ethan finally getting his get back there. Beautiful time nade. Crib playing super aggressive here on this left side. Tables, though. Beautiful walk up on mid. Good positioning by him. Necro's now the last Akron player here. He'll get zipped up. 2-2.
Pretty clean wins for everyone on defense so far. There's been certainly a struggle to take map space on the side of the attackers, but the Mountaineers, something's going to have to give eventually. One of these teams is going to have to win a round on their own attack. Tables picking up that last kill there. But it was a good job there from Ethan, making sure, you know, you can't die first 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, that's too much.
That would be too much. Had a nice nade kill that round as well.
Yeah, so a humongous nade kill. I think he kind of knows where Bio's been playing now.
Yeah, well, he probably has a good idea.
He probably does. So he's kind of cooked that nade to perfection there. Great play by Ethan, honestly. So now going into this, I mean, so far we're kind of seeing a spitting image of what we saw against Fuel last week, where both teams just kind of going back and forth on defense. Not really any attacking rounds going their way. We have a lot of space here, almost in the spawn of Akron. Strike, though, going to go down to override early on here. Crib now holding hands, making way all over to A. Nice play there by Crib once again. Just, I mean, this guy no fear in his eyes ever. He is just going to walk up on your spawn, find you off guard, find you low health, reload.
I think that's the first bomb plan all game from either team.
I believe it is, honestly. I think, yeah. I don't think we've seen a plant at all. We only saw one round 1, but it was knifed out in the meantime. Tables finds his 1 before leaving.
Now it's just going to be Crib.
Oh my goodness.
Finds 1, but the rotation from Bio is perfect. 9-in-1 is Bio right now, as he will get that defuse down in time. And the Mountaineers, once again, better that time on their offense, but still not quite good enough. Yeah, I think that is the first bomb plant we've seen all game. But wasn't enough. Akron, once again, taking back the lead on their own defense, 3-2 right now. But now, you know, this pattern seems easy enough. You know, if you're on defense, you win. But now just all the pressure's on the Mountaineers. You got to think the first thing that kind of slips up and loses one of these defenses is probably going to end up losing this match the way it's going. So right now, all the pressure on the gold and blue to figure something out here. Crib doing his part as usual, 7-4. But I mean, Bio 9-1. Ethan, he's going to take him out though.
By Ethan. Bio already gone. Last time Bio went out early, it was a pretty clean one for the Mountaineers. Almost getting a nice quick scope there. Ethan's going to go down. Necro's going to pick up the bomb from Bio.
Flak jacket.
Table's trying to hold server room here. Gets a couple shots over on Override. But currently full A control here for Akron. Crib kind of jiggling, trying to get a little bit of intel, see kind of where they're saying intel has been found. Bomb's still not down here for Akron. I like the passive play style here, but Akron is taking a lot of space now, trying to get the Mountaineers out of their situation. Crib going to fall in the process. Syntax will come out from strike. And that is going to be a beautiful play by Akron, just kind of flooding onto the back of site after already having the spot to really plant. Table's now stuck here in mid.
Well, it looked like they just completely caught the Mountaineers off guard because they had sight all to themselves. They had plenty of space to plant, but they just kind of didn't plant. I think the Mountaineers were kind of just waiting for that plant to go down so they could try a retake, but Akron just ran it down their throat, and the Mountaineers couldn't respond in time. Now it's going to be Tables on 1v2 here to try and keep the Mountaineers alive. I just said how important it is for them to win their defense. This could get rough. Shots don't quite fall. Just over 20 seconds. The hit markers are there, but can he find it? No, he cannot.
So unfortunate.
And now Akron doubling up their lead and going back to defense as well, where the Mountaineers have had no success on whatsoever.
No, not at all. Yeah, just
their own defense, the Mountaineers attack.
Yeah, like you said earlier, I mean, whoever kind of loses their defense here first is going to be in a really tough scenario. And sadly, that team with the Mountaineers, 2-4 now, already in a pit in the series, and now a pit here on SND. I mean, as of now, it's looking like they're going to go down 0-2, but have to win 4 more. Starting with this attack. They've got to win this attack. Cannot go to match point this early on. But so far, these attacks have really, I mean, they've been horrible. Bio has been shutting them down time and time again with the sniper. This B side, though, is very weak. Only one defender over here. The lone Bayou. Oh my goodness. Tables and take down Ethan with a TK. Crib able to get one over here on this B side. Rotates are going to come in as well, but this flank right now from Necros. The strike is waiting for the reload going to come in.
But the timing.
Position. Oh no. Somehow the timing hasn't come in just yet. Necros is kind of just sitting and waiting. And Strike has no clue, but the Hitmarkers comes in. That is a very lucky break.
So lucky there for the Mountaineers. They didn't lose right on the spot, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter as Crib falls. Strike is able to take out one, but now it's another 1v2 for the Mountaineers. And the sniper comes through. The shot lands, and it's going to be 5-2 now. Akron going to head back over to attack to try and put this game away. And it didn't look awful to start it off 2-2, but then all of a sudden just everything coming up back for the side of the Zips. It's a good job there from Bio as per usual. Nothing less to be expected there. 10-2 on the game.
Yeah, currently it's a Bio like legacy game. Like, this is, you know, I mean, admittedly, if you lose 3-0, or even if you win 3-2 against Akron, when Marshall swept them in CCL, and then you have Marshall next game, well, that is not a good look.
They're also supposed to play Marshall at 8. That almost certainly isn't going to happen if the Mountaineers make any sort of a comeback. But also, you want a little bit of time in between matches just to kind of, you know, reset yourself mentally, physically, and stuff like that. And the Mountaineers are not going to have that luxury anymore, unless, I guess, if they get 3-0'd.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time. So, I mean, you know, we'll see here. Bio first blood
Bio
once again on
again,
Crib.
and now and that's Crib dead too.
Yeah, not what you want to see. That is your first batter down with a elbow injury. Ethan chasing Bio down. He wants his revenge for his boy.
Ethan has to get this kill, and he will.
Huge. Able to the right side corner, perfectly timed. Mountaineers still in this 2v2 now with the bomb down. Match point, they have got to come out on top here.
Ethan falls, and it's another 1v2.
Tables finds one. Gonna get full health now, 25 seconds remaining. The timing though, and the Akron's gonna take map 2. 6-2. 0-2 on the series for the Mountaineers, and this is the worst start I've ever seen here in NACE by far.
By far, we talked about how good this team looked last week against Fuel, how good they looked all season in NACE. It's just a completely different team that we're watching right now. Crib, a good showing as per usual, but his tables, you know, pretty good as well, 6 and 7. But I mean, 11 and 3 from Bio, and just the first bloods. It seemed like every single round, the first kill was going from that Bio sniper rifle. So
yeah,
just not enough for the Mountaineers to handle. They were just, you know, it was always going to be a 1v2, a 3v2, just, you know, playing a man down. Just, you're not going to win many rounds like that, as the Mountaineers learned that pretty brutally there, as they are going to have to head over towards Override to give themselves a chance for a reverse sweep. So now their only hope is a map 5, which again will mean back on Search and Destroy. So it's a tough spot to be in.
it definitely is. So yeah, like you said, now going into this, I mean, they've got to take an S&D map for one. If they even want a chance at winning this, they've recently been playing pretty poorly on hardpoint, so they're going to have to change that as well going into map 4 if they do come out here on top, which I think they will. I don't think we're going to see a sweep, but they did play
A sweep would certainly be
pretty far down last time around against Marshall here on Overload. So, I mean, I think the Overload game was, let's see, it was 5-2 in favor of Marshall, and Marshall did sweep Akron. So
that was on Den, which was actually banned by Akron. In this game, we're going to be heading over to Scar on Overload. So, you know, at least not quite as, you know, not the remembrance of the Marshall game is going to come through quite as bad. Obviously, as
Yes.
they will be on different maps. But I mean, this is a spot that the Mountaineers, you know, they've gotten reverse sweep this year against the dreaded Southern Indiana Aviators, but they have not actually completed a reverse sweep at all. They haven't really needed to. They've either played like really good teams that beat them handily, or they have, you know, kind of been doing the opposite of that, and, you know, getting out of those games rather quickly. So now they're going to be in another unique scenario here, trying to call themselves all the way back. Going to be back on Overload though, which again, I mean, on stream at least, they've looked excellent all season. Had some shaky games in some other competitions, but against a team like Akron, you got to think that hopefully they kind of find some rhythm here as they try and get back into this game. But it's going to open back up. This map is Crib's map though. It's basically his hometown.
yeah, true. I mean,
Never mind.
he's right out of his home. That's unfortunate. A break-in has happened. Unfortunate for sure. Tables, though, finding nice shots here. Immediately onto Override. I mentioned it before. These Mountaineers have looked amazing on these respawn game modes, especially on Overload. A lot of times they just want to take this and just kind of run with it. Tables finds 2 before going down. Crib, I mean, he's going to be a speed demon this entire game. A lot of times just kind of running around Override finding 2 picks there. Nice pickup by Crib. On that streak. Sadly, they're gonna go down in the process. Tables to pick up the diffuser and try to run this thing as fast as he possibly can. Kind of like a ping pong match so far for both these teams, just kind of trading kills back and forth.
Just going to find out who can get those couple breakthrough frags. Crib's able to find one there, but then red lights up the left side of the scoreboard as all 4 Mountaineers are going to fall there, and the Overload is going to fall back in the hands of the Zips for a second, but Ethan finding 2 there. Can he find a third? Not quite, but does get traded out. Tables getting his teammates get back, and now, as you said, pretty stagnant so far. Some ping-ponging back and forth, but who's going to be able to find those couple breakthrough frags to really get them into enemy territory? Because it's kind of just been a battle for mid so far.
Yeah, and so far, I mean, Ethan reigning supreme, 7-5, or sorry, 6-4. Bio 7-5. Bio obviously having a game as he's been having this entire time. But right now, the Mountaineers
Crib's
be
gonna
going
have to
down
do a
to
lot
one
here.
here. Crib can make some heroics. There's a lot of damage, but I don't think it's gonna matter. And Ethan, no, from behind, takes down 2. Wow, what a clutch up from there. Takes on the diffuser right before he's able to get down. And we are still 0-0. Crib
That was
3 and 7 right now. Wow.
The last second there for the Mountaineers, but they're able to find the kills in the nick of time, stabilizing for the time being as the score will remain 0-0. It's been about 2 minutes now and no one has broken through quite yet. Ethan falls, Crib finding one onto Bio, however, so still just kind of back to looking at who can get control of mid right now. Tables could get a timing here, and he will. Find one onto Override, just gonna live to tell the tale. Crib finding one as well, and now the Mountaineers starting to fight back in the kill feed, trying to claim back some of this map space, but Crib is gonna fall. Ethan, good little flank from there. Able to find one, but then turns at just the wrong time. Gets timing there, and Akron lighting up the kill feed once again. Now they're gonna have a chance here if they can go quickly enough. But a couple good kills from Ethan gets drop strike, trying to find one, but it's gonna be Override finding 2 there, and now, but Crib, the savior once more. Barely keeping out Akron from finding that first point of this game. He's going to try and play his life here right now to try and live, but it's going to be 2 kills from Necros. Can Akron finally break through? Tables, another good kill there. 2 good kills there from Tables. Does get taken out. Override is going to score there. The first point goes to Akron.
Finally, this has been a very stagnant game here in this first half. Akron was knocking on the door for a while. Strike's going to go down over here on playing. Crib's going to clean up what he can. Finds 2. Third one's going to overwhelm them, though. Niners should have a little bit of space now to work with. Going to take this diffuser down somehow. I don't know why Vayu did not actually grab it there. Maybe looking for his team to kind of catch up behind, but Ethan holding strong.
If Ethan can hold this, that's going to be so beneficial here for the Mountaineers trying to finally break through, but Bowie takes out 1. Strike. Finds a trade. Can Ethan get to the point? No, he cannot.
Way.
Half a foot away. Bio finds both of them. And Akron, stalwart so far defensively. The Mountaineers now with just a minute left in this first half going to try and find a way to even up the scoreboard. Ethan is just going to run past the guy, get shot in the back. And now it's going to be Akron with a good chance here to strengthen up their lead. Ethan finds one but does fall. Crib's going to have to do some big work here, but it's not going to matter. He's able to find 2 there, but Bowie gets the detonation, and Akron in the last minute here of this first half is going to double their lead. It's going to be 2-0 now for the side of the Zips. And the Mountaineers just can't quite string enough together. They're able to find these frag CE strikes, able to pick up 2 there. They're able to get kind of like these short bursts, but it takes a little bit more than that to break through this defense, and they just haven't had the situation. They haven't had the aim so far to kind of really get through there.
Yeah, they're going to try to grab at least 1 for one of the tap punch. This has been a very low-scoring game here on Overload. I mean, I think we're probably going to end up hitting the time marker before we actually hit the score marker. With 8 seconds remaining here, I don't know if the Niners really have enough time to hit this target. Ethan trying to open up something here. It's going to have to just be an all-out run, and sadly, the Nade's going to shut it down in a 2-0 half here for Akron. Not looking great.
Not looking great at all, but the sides will flip. The Mountaineers are going to have a chance here. We saw similar things last week against Fuel. It was a really close game early on, and the Mountaineers kind of exploded. I think they scored, had 4 or 5 detonations in the span of 90 seconds. So they certainly have that potential, but something that I noticed about the Marshall game that we were talking about on this map, they only scored 2 points.
Yeah.
And this is typically a very high-scoring game for this Mountaineer team. So some of these teams have obviously been able to kind of, stall this Mountaineer offense much better. And you think about, just a few minutes ago, they were half a foot away, it seemed, from finding their first point in the game, but just not quite there. Have a lot of work to do now as the second half is going to open up.
Question is, can they come through? Tables won't find either, but he's going to clean it up pretty swiftly. 18-14 for him. He's having a solid game.
Certainly is, and Strike's going to debate picking up the diffuser. Not quite yet. Still just trying to hold position, maybe wait for some of his teammates to get here. The reinforcements have arrived for the side of the Mountaineers. Still, though, not opting to pick it up, and now kills come through for the side of Akron.
Yeah, kills a lot of kills coming outside Akron, and Albayo will drop. Luckily, the diffuser not going to get too much further there. Mountaineers only 4 minutes here to get 2 plants down, try to tie this thing up. Cannot allow anything anything else to happen. Crib going to cross that 1.0 KD threshold here. He's been having a much better half this time around. So finding a lot of kills. Bio, though, once again, the Shadow of the Mountaineers going to get him bomb addition here on B. 3-0 now here for Akron. 22-16 is over Bio. Crib, though, on a tear so far here in the second half.
Just picking up right where he left off. Ethan trying to get active there towards the enemy spawn, but just wasn't quite able to find people in time. Crib, though, the little three-piece from him is now the Mountaineers are going to have a chance here. The multi-kill from Crib comes through. They're going to have to find something here. You got to think they're going to need their first one, maybe even just right now. Can they finally break through this Akron defense? Going to be another kill there from Strike. Tables gets taken up, but it's going to be 2 there from Strike. Crib's going to have a chance here if he can find this one more kill, but gets caught on the reload. And Akron, once again, just kind of finds those crucial kills at the last second. And the Mountaineers get stalled out once more. Still 3-0 here. The Mountaineers are going to have to get very active here. They're going to want a chance. Cribs find one, Strike finds another, but the trades come through. And they can't really kind of, maintain an advantage here from the side of the Mountaineers. Akron's doing a really good job of finding their trades. Ethan almost made a spectacular play there, but just kind of gets snuffed out. And now, Akron just seems very content right now. Just playing this a little bit slower, playing for their trades, playing for their teammates. And as this time clicks down, the Mountaineers are going to be really, really crunched here in just a second.
Yeah, this is they've got to try to activate themselves right here, right now. Ethan, though, doing just that, finding 2 HP left for him. Barely able to get out of that. Now, a nice flank possibly coming through. Hit markers are going to land. No kills to be found, though. Nice slide by Override to take him out. And right now, the Mountaineers 2 minutes left. Not looking good. Akron is also going to have the diffuser here. Necro's full possession of that. Strike looking around, can't find too much. Gonna go down. Table, same thing for him. Crib, though.
They need it here.
They do. They have to get at least 1 detonation here. They don't have the bomb as of now, though. Ethan's gonna finally pick it up. They can't seem to actually get the space and hold the space. They might get the space for a little bit, but there's 3 Akron defenders just waiting for them to try to walk up, which is exactly what we're seeing here. And then they try to take the ones.
Akron's just begging them to run into them. They're playing, understandably, there's just 100 seconds left. You're up by 3. You're just playing this so slowly right now. Override might just kind of take this back and just kind of hold it at mid if you wanted to and make the Mountaineers get aggressive again. But the kills do come through there and we'll get taken out. All 4 kills are going through the Mountaineers. They're going to have to get this fast. Tables just sprinting towards that A site. Can't quite find one, but it does get traded. The Mountaineers have to find a way to score right now. Ethan gets taken out, though. Crib finding 1, finding 2. Can he find a 3rd?
Oh,
yes, he can.
Goodness.
Can Crib do it? He's going to... No, he cannot. He's a second away. But once again, he gets... Oh, the door slammed in his face, and now Akron, a minute left. They just have to hold on. Oh, my goodness. It happened again.
So unfortunate. Crib doing all that he possibly can here, but just... It isn't going to surmount to much. And it's looking like a possible 3-0 here from Akron. Ethan picking up 1, sliding to his right, going to get another one. Possibly no. Shots do not fall.
I don't even know if they're going to have enough time now with the respawns.
I don't think they do.
Because, obviously, even after you detonate, the spike has to respawn, and that will be a detonation onto B. Do the Mountaineers even have enough time here? It's going to have to be just immediately, but with just 20 seconds left, it will spawn back in. It's going to be taken back over towards this B site and actually have a good bit of space, but he just gets taken on his way over there. And the Mountaineer reinforcements are not going to be there in time. And I think that is just going to seal it. It is going to be a sweep for Akron against the Mountaineers.
So quite the reverse prediction here from us.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, not great at all. Especially not going into this next game against a much tougher opponent in Marshall. Also undefeated. Well, now the only undefeated team here in NACE is West Virginia drops 6-1. Marshall, I think it's only 4-0. They've had to reschedule a couple games.
No, it's just NACE. I guess it's how it's done.
But yeah, just very unfortunate here. 37-25, I believe, for Crib. Or 28. That was not Tables there at the end. That was Crib, I believe. That was glitch once again. Classic Call of Duty. But yeah.
Classic for sure, and that's going to be a pretty heartbreaking defeat for the Mountaineers, just getting kind of dominated on all fronts there against a team that we both thought they were going to fare pretty well against. But still not quite done for tonight. They are going to have Marshall here in just about 10 minutes. I think until then, we're going to send it to a break until we can kind of get that all situated and set up. And we'll be back with WVU versus Marshall, in-state rivalry coming up in about 10 minutes.
I've been trying to find my way back home. And Lord just gave me a sign, 'cause I've been fighting with my soul. I know I'll get better. I know I'll get better. Just give me some time. I'll get better. I know I'll get better. Just give me some time. Just give me
Alrighty, welcome back once again here for round 2. Lobby is getting set up and ready right about now. So going into this Marshall match, obviously predictions were the most off they could have possibly been. We said a 3-0, which
True.
was correct, but for the wrong team.
I mean, did we even specify what team? I don't even remember.
You know what? I'm just going to say no. And
The 3 in a row.
I guess we're
from
right.
us.
3 in a row.
Three in a row.
Hey, and okay, if I have to be honest, if we're getting 3-0 against Akron, we're gonna get 3-0 against Marshall. I hate to say that, because I mean Marshall squashed Akron like a
I don't
bug.
think I can say that.
I just like I said, I think I'd rather go down with my pride than be correct.
Yep. West Virginia's winning 3-1.
I'm gonna say 3-2. I think this is not. They're gonna take the round 5 search and destroy.
Oh,
Totally.
winning
totally
map 5
gonna
S&D.
happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a bold prediction.
Bold prediction, 5-0 Mountaineers. They're winning every single match. All right, going in here onto Den. Here on Hardpoint. Hardpoint has been a tough spot these past couple of days for some reason, which is unlike this team, but
Could just be the competition, but they've just kind of looked sloppier, I would say, on this game mode than
They really have.
what we're typically accustomed to from this team. It is cool that West Virginia versus Marshall is back. Let's go.
I know.
You can never ever beat us in football ever in your entire life for existence of
Or
your
really
universe,
like
but maybe you
anything
can win in
else,
this COD
but
game.
Maybe COD. I don't think I've actually ever seen a Hardpoint Din.
Yeah, this is the first time at least on stream.
Yeah,
I think.
I think so too, because this P1 is crazy here on the whatever this is, ICBM, bro. Ethan though frying here. It's 2 with the rifle before going down. Crib now walking on in. First shots are gonna land. Sadly, Heglitch gonna come through a bit too strong. Mountaineers currently with a bit of a lead by 3 points. It's gonna go down here pretty soon as Quan, she's gonna try to chill on the back of this. This is very similar to kind of that P1 on exposure. I mean, you got a bit more to play around here on Den, but
Just kind of surrounded by high ground as well.
yeah.
Like the windows, the ledge, and all that kind of stuff makes it, pretty hard to kind of break through. As we're going to see a small Marshall lead is just going to flip back over. Only 29 points taken out of the possible 60 for that whole hard point. So not one where you're typically going to see a team dominate for an extended stretch of time. As it will flip over to Bailey and Marshall immediately taking control. Crippy trying to find one, but the shots just don't quite land as Quan is going to take him out. Tables though finding 2 there with a couple of headshots there. Mountaineers fighting back, but Quan getting 3 there, including 1 on his own teammate. So I guess just 2.
Quan's though gonna get stuck because you kind of hit the Quan a little bit there.
Yeah, but
it was getting set up.
Of course,
We were
of
both
course it
thinking that,
was. Of course it was.
He plays there by strike though, finding 2 with the rifle.
I mean, the joke writ itself.
It really did.
One of us was going to break eventually.
It just something had to happen. I needed like a missile or something to come through. I don't think we're gonna see a Hellfire missile in something like Hardpoint, but still, you never really know, I guess.
Strike's going to be sitting right next to Orbitals here.
Yeah, they are.
Oh wow, they
toes.
just have no idea. I think
they might have run each other.
Doesn't quite matter. As Orbitals will eventually take out Strike after they became roommates for about 30 seconds.
Table's pretty shallow stun there. Won't land. Crib kind of walking up on this right side. Could go huge here. Sadly not. Orbitals takes him down. And right now, pretty back and forth for both these sides. Marshall 10-point lead still here. Table with the rifle finds 1. Looking for a second though. Quan eats 6 bullets. Stays alive. Crib able to finish him off.
It's another team kill. There's been, I think 3 team kills already from either of these sides. The Mountaineers going to attempt to cut back into this lead. It's been pretty back and forth so far. Neither team can really kind of, establish a lead so far. As the Mountaineers are going to, looks like, tie this game back up in just a few seconds. Ethan trying to get active. It's going to be action with the killing spree of his own, and the Mountaineers are not going to tie it up. Orbitals taking back that hard point for these last few seconds. Marshall's going to build their lead back up to 7. Flips right back over, and now it's Paralysis picking up 2 of his own. There's been a lot of multi-kills in these past few seconds here for the Thundering Herd as they're going to extend the lead back up, approaching 20 points once again.
Yeah, playing very well right now. Very coordinated for this Marshall team. I mean, everybody, you know, a lot of times we're seeing a lot of team wipes for both these sides, mainly because Marshall's playing so stick together. Nice shot there by Crib onto Orbitals. They're going to take this left side by Storm. Doing that in the process right now. Crib takes on 2, looking for his 3rd here. Onto action. Sadly, cannot find it. Reinforcements come through. He'll get taken down. Cable's now in here to replace him. Falls in the same exact manner, though. Marshall now doubling the score of the Mountaineers. They have claimed this point and gotten a lot out of it.
Yeah, it seemed like just a second ago I talked about how back and forth it was, and then Marshall just dominating those last 2 hard points. Western is going to get a couple of pity points here at the end, but it's now 50-point lead here. Back for Marshall, who's, I mean, as we kind of both talked about it before, and they've kind of slowed up themselves as the best team in NACE, you know, maybe by a lot if they can, you know, kind of win this as dominantly as they beat Akron earlier in the season. But Mountaineers trying to find a way back into this. Again, Marshall the lead, about double right now inside the Mountaineers table as I was picking up 2, and no one's really going to be able to control this hard point. It's back at P1, and we kind of talked about at the start, like it's such a hard point to hold on for an extended period of time. Either team has really found any success on it so far. It's a good shot there from Strike to kind of just hold them at bay, as Tables is just going to be kind of line prone, waiting to get shot at from somewhere, and eventually the bullets will rain through and he will fall. Marshall now in a good position here to kind of soak up these last 15 seconds. Crib going to try and find something to say about that. Finds one. Action falling as well from Ethan. Crib's going to be sliding through. The Mountaineers are going to get, again, a couple pity points here at the end, but they're going to have to kind of go on a run here if they want to find a way back into this game.
Yeah, and Crib's doing just that. Nice shot by him. But still driving away with this right now as this next P goes over to Driveway. Marshall in full contest here. West Virginia trying to just climb back into this, but it's being thwarted time and time again. We're going to see it possibly once again. Ethan walking up this slowly, but these angles are so tough to clear. Paralysis finds 1 on the tables, and Ethan's going to slide in and suffer the same exact fate. Somehow, though, Crib going to find 3. And that's going to be a beautiful multi-kill for him. And a retake here up this hard point. Crib going absolutely nuclear right now. Finds 2 more before going down. And that's going to be very beneficial for the Mountaineers to climb their way back into this game.
This has to be the spark for the Mountaineers, but then Quan just walks to the point and wins a 1v2 with his sidearm. And it's going to go back over to Marshall. The Mountaineers had a good chance there to really try and cut in this lead, but it's been squandered, and now it's going to be back up. It's, what is that, 78-point lead here for Marshall. They're looking to make quick work of this. Strike's going to find 1 there onto action, and now a couple trades come through as the Mountaineers look to try and find a way to kind of get back into this. It's been kind of more of the same as we just saw against Akron. It's just kind of, they've had a hard time really stringing some of these kills together to really kind of build some momentum. It's, you know, 1 step forward, 2 steps back, you could say, is Quan's going to get on a killing spree there. I'd really appreciate if neither of us made the joke for the rest of this match, I think, although it might be hard.
It might be really hard. I don't know if I'm going to be able to resist the temptation there. I mean, Quan is going to go down. Orbitals last alive technically for Marshall there. Almost full squad wipe for the Mountaineers. Orbitals, though, making it work. 21 and 15 for him. He'll go down, though. Finally, Crib taking him off. But still losing that 1v1, and Marshall is still... I mean, actually, no one's on the point as of now, but Marshall, 80-point lead for them. Ethan holding this back, so that's going to get an early rotation onto the hard point here. So they're really necessary 1v1 for him to win. Can he do it? Yes, he can. Ethan finds his. And this hard point's going to have to go really, really well for the Mountaineers. It went well for Marshall last time around. They were able to get out on 50 points. I believe it was 50 to 50 before this hard point happened, and then it was 150 afterwards. So
it's one of the easier ones to defend, but if you get caught lacking like that, Strike gets taken out again with the sidearm. Ethan's going to try and hold this back, but he's going to slide in and reload at the same time. I don't think that's very tactical.
No.
Orbital's going to take out 2 tables, fighting back and taking out Quan, but there's just so many Marshall players around him. There's really just no chance. Strike's just going to try and hold this corner to at least prevent Marshall from scoring. He's going to slide out and find 2 there. That's huge there from Strike, because the Mountaineers going to get a little bit of breathing room. They're going to need to soak up as many of these points as possible. And now, I mean, with Marshall already at 200 points here, they can also just kind of play for rotations, because, you know, if they can secure the first, you know, 15 seconds when a hard point opens up just because they got there first, they're going to have to do that a couple times, and looks like they're going to try to do that right now. As it's going to open up here at Throne. Ethan sliding through. He's going to need to find this, and he will.
There we go. There by Ethan, just making a lot of space for his team right now. Mountaineers, though, are going to be able to capitalize. Try to get on this point. Ethan now swinging on this backside, going to find one on the head glitch. Paralysis tries to take some space, and he'll go down in the process because of it. Ethan's still alive.
That's so huge that they were able to live there. All 4 Mountaineers here now in good positions. Can they hold this down? Crib to be pushed by a lot of them here. He's going to cook this nade, trying to find something. He will find one on action, though. And now the Mountaineers are starting to make a little bit of a run here. The lead's been cut down to 35.
Can they do something here? I mean, they've got to hold this P1 down. If they can, they'll be within 10 points. Ethan will fall in the process, and Tables will do the exact same action, finding 2 there. But Strike here on this backside, going to find both Marshall players. Sadly, going to get flanked. 30-point difference. Mountaineers somehow able to claw their way back into this. The lead.
Ethan's trying to try and find someone in the rotation. Able to find 1. On Orwell, Ethan's able to find 2. That's huge from him. Crib going to shoot 1 in the back. The Mountaineers, the kill starting to go their way more and more. It's a 25-point lead now. They've clawed all the way back. And now it's just one good hard point here. The Mountaineers can actually take the lead. Ethan's going to fall, though. Tables. Nade comes out. Gets a hit marker, but doesn't quite find anyone. Crib finding 2 as Tables falls. But Crib's going to find 3. Crib's going to pick all the Marshall players off, and now the Mountaineers knocking on the door. A 10-point lead now. It's shrunk all the way down.
This is a really good hard point to hold. There's so many angles right there. Team kill from Kwan. Mountaineers 6 points away from closing this threshold, and Crib gonna find 1, gonna find 2.
Another team kill. Marshall with 2 team kills there. Unbelievable. And now the lead's gonna flip back over. The Mountaineers have taken the lead from down 100 points. 40 points left to go is all that they need. This could be decided as little as 1 hard point here. Is this gonna flip over in these next 5 seconds? Strikes in a tough spot here. A lot of Marshall players on his tail.
If he can hold us, that'd be absolutely huge for him.
Strike.
He's in the corner, he's gonna get 1. We'll get taken down.
But Crib and Ethan are there now for reinforcements. The Mountaineers going to take it back over, but Ethan going to get taken out from the back. Marshall going to have control for the time being, but now it's Tables. Finding 2. Can he find 1 more? No, he cannot. But he's done his job. Ethan's going to come back over and find that shot, but he's taken out. The trades are there for Marshall.
Big spot here for Crib. Going to find 1. He needs to go nuclear right now. 7 points for Marshall. Tie this thing up. Crib finds his second one. Almost getting the third one of the Quan.
But the rest of the kills come through. The Mountaineers now keep on ticking. 225 now. 25 points left to go. They cannot happen on this hard point. It will flip at least 1 more time. Strike. Going to try and find 1, and he will before getting taken out for the nade. But it's a good position here from Ethan. Ethan's going to slide. Can he find them both? Yes, he can. Crib helps him out. The Mountaineers now, with their biggest lead of the game here, at just the right time.
If they can try to close this hard point out, they're going to be within striking distance immediately. What a shot from Ethan on the paralysis.
Now just 8 points is all that they need. The hard point will flip over. Marshall's going to take initial capture here. The Mountaineers looking to regroup here and attack. Action though, taking out Ethan. Strike trying to find something here. Is going to find one that's huge there from Strike. Tables now. His flank pays off. He's able to find one. The Mountaineers have control. Tables. Can he find this kill? No, he cannot. Ethan though coming in from the back. 3 seconds now. Can Marshall get on the point? No, they cannot. Wow. What a comeback from the Mountaineers.
What a comeback. That is the craziest comeback I've ever seen. Here in NACE. Down 100 points. Somehow fighting back. Had 2 immaculate hard points. This right here being one of them. Crib finds 3. This was a humongous switch in the tides. As they were able to capitalize. And oh my goodness. I mean, just absolutely insane. Crib. 33 and 28, the highest in the lobby. Tied, though, with Ethan at 27 and 33 as well, 33 and 27. I mean, just way to rally back.
What a dramatic way to win your first map of the day.
Yeah, and that's on something that you actually lost by 100 yesterday, too. Mm-hmm. And you also won Search and Destroy. So if they're able to take S&D here, they're going to be up 2-0.
It would certainly be a turnaround. It looks like kind of they woke up from the coma they were in during the entirety of the Akron match there in the second half of that game, and it just seemed like every gunfight all of a sudden, team fights turning back towards the Mountaineers. And I mean, what a time for it to happen. As you mentioned, down 100 points there in the second half of that game and rallied all the way back. I think Marshall only scored maybe 15 or 20 points in the last 5 hard points, 6 hard points. So it was just pure domination for the side of the Mountaineers there towards the end. And we're going to head in right into map 2, back on Search and Destroy. We have never seen this team win on Search and Destroy on broadcast. Can they do it now?
They did it in CCL last week. Or not last week, yesterday, as a matter of fact. 6-5. I believe that was on Din. So coming in here on the Colossus, going to be a different story. Actually, I don't know if we actually know what the map was for CCL. Most likely it was Din. They've been picking Din very frequently here. for S&D, but pushing up here for Colossus. Hopefully that'll be a positive for them. Cable's gonna start this out here with the bomb. Jetting up mid, shot's gonna ring out, he's gonna back up. We've seen a lot of times though, Mountaineers struggle with these first bloods, and it's gonna happen once again here. Action, gonna find Strike early on. Crib playing space here over on mid. A kind of opening up, only one Marshall defender, making two actually. Now Table's getting in there and getting active, gonna find one. Teammate's gonna pick up the other one, it's gonna be Crib right behind him. 2v2 now, Ethan picks up the bomb. Full A-side control here for the Mountaineers. Ethan gonna back up, play along with his rifle.
This is a really big back. The Mountaineers are gonna maybe try and rotate all the way back over to B site. Crib just kind of holding over here towards mid. I don't know if they have the information though onto where these Marshall players are. Doesn't look like it. Ethan's still being very cautious here as they work back over towards B. Obviously this is kind of like their, I guess, preferred bomb site to defend here. But they're gonna have to be careful. Ethan solo. The regen will come through, but at 20 seconds here, the Mountaineers are gonna book it right back over towards A. But this,
the player up top, I don't know if Ethan knows. Wait, but Crib's actually up there as well. He's gonna get him. Orbital's gonna fall. 9 seconds left now. The bomb's gonna go down. It's all up to Quan. Crib might have the timing here. He's gonna get noticed. Forced to back up. He's on half HP. Shots are gonna land. The Mountaineers are gonna take the first round on a nail biter.
On attack as well.
Wow.
Which is where they had no success at all against Akron. What a turnaround so far from this Mountaineer team. Picking up the last kill there is Ethan. Just well played from the Mountaineers, not getting too aggressive. They got really aggressive for about 5 seconds. They got the kills that they wanted. They got themselves into 2v2 and then just kind of played off as much information as they could. And then just that really quick rotate. I thought for sure, I believe there was a Mountaineer player, or sorry, a Thunder and Herd player in that little like balcony area, and it looked like it might have been a disaster. But Crib was able to get up there and find the kill onto Orbitals, and now the Mountaineers gonna flip back over towards defense, where they did have, some success against Akron on defense. Not a ton, but some.
Yeah, and that's going to be, if they can capitalize, they're going to go up 2-0 in the series. Strike almost finding first blood. Crib currently 2-0 right now during this match. Orbital's kind of playing in that low ground here with the bomb. Strike takes a couple bullets. Ooh, bad timing there for Tables. Cooks an aid, going to get taken down by Orbitals. Once again, first blood going the way of Marshall. Mountaineers, though, didn't affect them last time. Will it change here on round 2? Strike even the scoreboard out with the rifle. 3 versus 3 now. Ethan on this right side. Good timing. Good clean up by Crib, but Paralysis gonna swing by. Take down 2. And now it's all up to Strike. Paralysis gonna pick up that bomb. Make their way actually over onto A side. Gonna rotate on underneath. Looks like Strike is none the wiser. He's gonna check over on B. No one's gonna be there though. And Quan making sure this A plan's gonna go down safely. And it will. Strike, though, gonna rotate to the bottom very slowly. Marshall playing very close, and now it's gonna be really tough for Strike to clear both of them out. I love the setup by here by Marshall. But one player's gonna drop down. Strike could be isolated a 1v1 right now, but he's gonna be able to just rotate all the way from the back.
Probably smart. You won't have to push over into that crossfire, and he's gonna spot both of them, and it's not gonna be enough there. Strike couldn't convert the 1v2, not expected to though.
No.
So the Mountaineers is gonna get evened up now. It's both teams looking better on attack. But it's just kind of, as you said, the quick 2-piece from Paralysis there really swung the round back in favor of the Mountaineers, or in Marshall's favor rather. It looks like the Mountaineers had a little bit of momentum there, but got snuffed out rather quickly, and now the Mountaineers gonna head back over towards attack. The first bloods, as you mentioned, still not going in the way of the Mountaineers. Didn't go all against Akron, and so far Marshall is holding true to that. West Virginia is going to have to find a way to kind of secure these opening kills.
Yeah, Marshall's gotten first blood now back-to-back times. Mountaineers cannot allow that to happen here once again for a 3rd time in a row, and Tables, sadly, fallen victim to that streak. Marshall, they're looking to take a lot of space on this right side, though. They're actually going to back up. Excluding Quan, who's going to try to walk up and try to take down Ethan. Ethan's able to get out with half health. But still, the Mountaineers playing at men's advantage every single round. It's hurting them a lot. Strike almost went down once again. Mountaineers able to rotate over here onto B. But actually, Matt Marshall is yet to really move. They are holding strong. Crib might be able to catch the rotate out. No, shots will land. You know exactly where he is. But he's able to leave. Never mind. Crib going to track him down. 17 HP here for Crib. Unfortunate timing. The pinch comes through, and the round's going to go to Marshall once again. 2-1 now. The Mountaineers had a very strong start. But now, this first blood, every single round, they're really, you know, they're just
really trying to take his toll. That was a triple spray there from Action, it looked like. Nice angle to find yourself on. And this is kind of where you're going to start to get a little bit worried, because we kind of saw with Akron, the Mountaineers were holding pace, kind of setting up, you know, 1-1, 2-2, and then all of a sudden it was, you know, 4 just lightning fast rounds in Akron. All of a sudden, you know, the match is over. So the Mountaineers can't let Marshall kind of snowball that they've been prone to so far this season on this map type. And it looks like it's going to be Marshall posing for a B take here. In addition, I don't think we've seen a single sniper rifle so far for either team.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think
as
so. I
common
think,
on this
you know,
map.
on a map like this, unless you're really going to hold that B long angle, it's not going to be that viable. And with how the rotates do play out, you know, through the mid map, I think it's honestly better to run that, you know, that rifle, that SMG. You have more options to your advantage 100%. Marshall, though, walking up a lot here. Orbitals, basically, in this Mountaineer spawn. They actually have a trophy set up as well, so they're really just taking this positioning and holding it. Oh my goodness.
Trigger discipline.
No way, just lying in wait. Sadly, gets taken out by Action immediately after. He didn't really see where he even came from. Crib, they're doing the exact same thing. Gonna snake up from behind, tries to take down Action. Get traded out by Quad immediately, but Crib's able to clean it up. Now one player left here, gonna be Paralysis, rotating underneath. Grabs the bomb. Actually, no, he does not.
The Mountaineers need to find a way to play together here and secure this win. Crib has the information.
Time planning down here. The Marshall's working against the clock right now. All the
Still
Mountaineers
doesn't
have to
have
do
the
is just
bomb
guard this bomb.
Tables the timing. He's taken out. 5 seconds left. Is Crib just going to try and book it? It looks like he is. Crib, very smart, playing his life, and that's all he needs to do. Without the bomb in hand, Marshall, no chance there to win that round on the Mountaineers. Able to kind of claw back there and win that defense. Going to be 2-all now. The exact same scoreline we saw in the Akron game.
Yeah. 3-1 for Paralysis, 5-3 for Action. Right now, I mean, Crib, head and shoulders above the Mountaineer squad, as you see time and time again a lot of times in these scoreboards.
Eventually that nade's going to pay off.
Eventually, you know, one
like
might
5-5
I think it's a pretty common lineup, I guess. So, you know, I guess they are kind of looking out for it, but I feel like eventually that might work. Table's taking a lot of damage over here on mid. Forces to rotate back out. He's had a bit of a slow start here in this match. Looking to fire it up here in round number 5. Bit of a slow start for both these teams right now. Niners taking a decent amount of space. They are up to the A bomb site, but as you can see right now, Action is kind of lying in wait. Along with Paralysis. Trophy System's also up on that backside as well. Action gets a couple shots down. But now forces to rotate back, and the Mountaineers are actually going to get a plant off decently early on in the round. Something we have not really seen, I don't think, too much. Ethan got one down earlier on. That's been about it.
Bomb plants have been few and far between so far today.
Indeed, big play with a strike. They're able to survive and get a kill in the process. Smoke's going to come through. He's going to make this a lot more difficult for this team. Ethan finding one here, bouncing off the wall with the pistol. Can he do something? No. Paralysis finds a lot of value, but singly cannot do it all. The Mountaineers take another one. Beautiful, honestly, bomb plant there, and the hold by the Mountaineers is perfect. Crib just coming in from behind and cleaning up. Paralysis, I believe, got 3 on that round, but the Crib flank was too lethal.
Not enough, and I like the Mountaineers kind of playing for the post plant. We haven't seen many bomb plants at all today. It's really kind of hasn't been a strong theme at all this season. A lot of these search and destroy rounds are just going to kind of come down to gunfights rather than, you know, bomb planting and kind of playing, I guess, you know, the actual objective. But yeah, I think that's just might have been the second bomb plant we've seen all day on search and destroy so far, and the Mountaineers did a really good job of capitalizing on that 4v4.
Tables is almost able to catch a timing there. Sadly, just like half a second off. And wow, quick bomb plant. Marshall saw the success the Mountaineers had. They're saying, let's do the exact same thing.
He's
Wow.
Strike killed his teammate.
Unfortunate there. That makes us a really tough scenario though. Crib 7-2, able to get one. Crib though, looking for this movement. I mean, he's always on the move somehow, some way on a killing spree, and on a 5-piece. Hit clear his right side. Oh my goodness, the shots were there. He does not really have the health. Crib doing all that he possibly can in these scenarios, but time and time again, it's not enough. Paralysis able to take him down here at the end. Like we said, I mean, just a really quick hit. We have not seen that very often.
Did a good job of making it competitive a little bit, Crib, at the end, but just not enough. It was a Quan in the corner there, able to kind of inadvertently find into, obviously Strike helped him out by shooting his teammate in the back, but
yeah, I think they honestly would have found the kill.
Yes,
if there wasn't.
for sure.
At least just the one. I think they honestly both would have died in the process, but just having that one and leaving Crib at least in a 1v1 there at the end would have been huge. Sadly, cards did not fall that way.
And Table's going to get a really quick first blood here, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Mountaineers are going to roll that into another fast bomb plant. Actually, not quite yet, and now it will come down.
We're seeing it again. Same site as well. We have not seen a lot of Mountaineer first bloods, but when we do, a lot of times we're able to capitalize. Table's able to get one, but get traded out immediately, but when you have the man advantage, it's not really that bad of a scenario. Two Mountaineer players, or excuse me, two Marshall players now make it one, all down to action. The last alive here, 5-5 for him. He's had a solid game, picking up one. Striking Crib, the last two players alive. Crib, shots not really landing, but able to do a lot of damage. Smoke's gonna come down, Strike. Trying to get some shots on, get a lot of damage, and it'll be enough.
Thought he was going to try and just take a defuse there for a second.
I thought so too.
Don't think it would have mattered in the end. The Mountaineers played their man advantage very, very well. They're able to get to 4 here, and it's been really back and forth. It's going to, like, once again, just kind of come down to last time it was who's going to finally lose the defense. Now it's going to be who's going to finally lose on offense.
Yeah.
Marshall switching back over to their offensive side, and we've kind of seen the game plan for both these teams. We're going to get on A early, we're going to get that bomb down, and we're just going to hold our positioning because we kind of like this setup there. So now, wouldn't be surprised if we maybe saw that again here from Marshall's side. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more mid-oriented now. Trying to take this top room. Looks like there's going to be a battle here at the start.
Oh,
Crib, though, first blood. Crib finding 2.
Oh my goodness.
And that's going to be a really quick round. Crib finding 3 there. Strike pitching in as well. Now the Mountaineers on match point all of a sudden.
That was I think that was a big brain play there by Kirk, because we've seen Marshall do that exact same strat over and over again where they flood through top mid over onto that A site. Crib, this time reading it, able to get 3 in the process, paying off in very high dividends. 12-3, I think, for him right now. Yes, I mean, that is absolutely insane. He's also probably knocking on the door of a Hellfire.
More kills than the rest of his team combined, and it's working right now for the Mountaineers. Typically, that strat is, not always fruitful for a team to have one player out-fragging your entire team.
Exactly.
But Crib's making it work.
Same amount of kills, or more, actually.
And it looks like he might get a couple more here. Not quite.
Wow. Whole bunch of hit markers there. He hit everybody on the team. Sadly, didn't work out. Table is still able to find one in the back.
He is,
1v2 for him.
Still a 1v2, and he still does have that bomb, and it's going to be planted here. This is winnable here for Tables.
If he wins it, he takes the match to go up 2-0 in the series. So a lot riding on this right now. He will choose to rotate.
I love this
all
rotation.
the way around. I do love it as well. Because Marshall's
will
going to be
heard?
Super
yes,
slow.
He will be.
Oh man.
He will be heard, and that will be it. I really like the idea there from Tables, trying to get a little bit creative there in the 1v2. Knocking him out in the end, and Marshall's going to, both teams, I say, who's going to mess up their attack, and now both teams dropping the next 2 attacking rounds.
Yeah, unfortunately. Honestly, Crib, so many hit markers. That was so disappointing.
Yeah.
He had like 3 on his plate. Sadly, just not enough damage on a singular player to spread out. And Marshall's able to capitalize on it. 5-5, or 5-4 now. Or is it 5-5? It's 5-4. Okay.
5-4.
I thought so, but I said no way. Knocking at the door here of a 2-0 series start. Not something I necessarily expected going into this. I mean, everything that I thought has been absolutely flipped on its head here today.
We were way too right last week. We have to just be dead wrong on everything.
No, we were just I knew something was awry. You know, we're never that right, and you know, here we're reaping the benefits of that. So
it's a much different path here for Marshall. As you said, gonna opt out of trying to take top mid again, like we saw in their last attack. He's gonna kind of play towards this tunnel underneath it.
Oh, Ethan.
Spots 1, gets 2, gets 3.
Oh my
Ethan, it's
goodness.
just perfect. Strike falls, but now it's going to be action. Once again, another 1v4. He gets out 2, though. Crib falls to the headshot.
Is
it going to be an Ethan
here.
ace?
You cannot choke this.
This would be a pretty hilarious choke there for the Mountaineers, but they do have the bomb down with just 40 seconds left. Tables, spots him.
Does he hear him? Oh
Gets
my
knifed.
God, there's no way. There's no way. Ethan, he had the first 3 earlier.
knifed.
Can he find the 4? Get the ace. Are you serious? There's no way. Oh my God, if they lose this next round, I cannot believe it. That is insane. A 4v1 action.
That very well might have been a match-saving 4v1 here for
Oh my God.
Action and Marshall if they're able to close this out and win Search and Destroy. What a choke from the Mountaineers after Ethan finds 3 off. Oh, it was such a good spot from him. Got the 3 easiest kills of his life, and it just wasn't enough. The Mountaineers just kind of tried to take a bunch of 1v1s after, like kill hunting almost, and it just blew up in their face. Now the Mountaineers back on attack here. Ethan has this bomb. It looks like it's going to be another fast A push.
It's been working out so far. Marshall doesn't seem to be doing the same play the Mountaineers did last time around, where they, you know, run up to the bottom. That should be a nice first blood, and it will be. Advantage going the way of the Mountaineers, but last round that didn't really seem to matter. Action still
It certainly did
alive.
not. Now they're going to rotate.
I like the rotation. Table is almost able to find 2 over on mid. Gets his 1 though. Beautiful play.
It's another 1v3.
3v1.
Okay.
All
Do not make the
Quan.
same mistake twice. Quan, all on his lonesome.
Beautiful.
Strike the headshot.
Whew, that was too close. I did not like how. Wow. 6-5 though, the exact same split we saw yesterday in CCL. 2-0 series lead.
Correct. Yeah, and it's gonna be exact same as CCL, and now it's just that 100-point comeback on hardpoint, and then it almost got offset there by the 1v4 incident, but the Mountaineers able to rally back, win the deciding round 11 on Colossus on S&D, and now they're in a really good chance here. Imagine going from getting 0-3 from Akron to then 0-3 in to then 3-0 in Marshall.
That would make no sense. Honestly,
nothing makes sense anymore.
No, Akron has been playing very solid in the NACE, but they played exceptionally earlier on.
It looks like a completely different Mountaineer team as well.
It really did. Yeah, I don't know if we've seen. I think there was definitely some holes in the hard point and the. Search and Destroy didn't look like. I don't know. We're not always, the greatest in Search and Destroy, but we're not always in a sense that bad sometimes as well. I don't know. It's just.
It might have just been a legacy game from Bio.
Oh, 100%. I don't know if that's a commonplace for him to pop off for 14 on Search with 10 sniper kills, but if it is, this guy needs to be signed by a pro org or something like that.
It's gonna be Den for the 3rd time today. This is the first time we saw Den on hardpoint for the first time, and now I think it's Overload for the first time as well on this map. So
a lot of Den.
A lot of Den. But the Mountaineers in a spot here to 3-0. What many thought was gonna be the big dog in this conference, the Thundering Herd. Good chance here to win
as well for NACE
the in-state rivalry.
This actually helps a lot because they'll be 7-1 if they are able to close it out here. That still puts them head and shoulders above everybody else in NACE. Orbitals able to find a nice pick there. He'll go down though. Paralysis on this right side gets his 1. Marshall now streaking on this right side over towards A. Bomb following right behind.
They might get some quick here if Mountaineers aren't careful. Quan's going to try, and he will actually. He's just going to suicide into the point. We saw the Mountaineers get stonewalled so many times against Akron trying to do that exact same thing, but Quan's able to sneak through, and now it's going to be a really quick opening score there for Marshall.
Yeah, and that's compared to what we saw last time against Akron, where I think it was 4 minutes went by, we had no scores at all. This is a very different pace. Tables and Ethan though able to find 1 apiece. So the Mountaineers now fighting right back.
No, we have seen this We have seen dead on hard point.
Yes, I think we saw it against Fuel.
Yes.
Yes. Because this exact spot right here is making me have flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly. I got mad deja vu in the last 10 seconds. So
Good shots by Ethan. I will stay alive for the rest of it, though. Mountaineers knocking at the door there of and defuse, but just can't do it. Strike gets pinched by 4 players there.
And Ethan taken out as well after finding one on the orbitals. Crib. What is going to be the win condition here from the Mountaineers? Is it going to be, Crib and Ethan combining for 70 kills again like we saw on Hardpoint? What is going to be the process here? But Paralysis and Orbitals taking out Ethan and Crib, just as I talk about it. Orbital's going to take out 2 there before getting headshot there from the AR of Excite.
Excite? He's playing COD now? No way. He's playing so good on Chamber. He said, I'm double dipping.
He's filling for our COD team now.
Out,
I'd imagine to be pretty. Well, I guess it's on controller, so.
Yeah, probably a completely different sphere for him. So I don't know how that would transfer over. Honestly, a lot of esport players, obviously play like a lot of different games. I think there are certain things that definitely carry over between.
Well, actually,
games.
I heard that Excite gets in Dukemeister Overwatch lobby, so that's not a very high rank.
No, not at all. If you're in a Dukemeister lobby, you got to look inward. You definitely got to do some self-searching. Find your soul.
Maybe
a little bit.
try a different game.
Yeah,
probably.
Gotta pivot of some sort. Action knows gonna find 2. Quan, 1 for him. Tables up top. Gotta get that refrag onto Quan. A lot of hit markers there. Can't find much. We've had a really, what a fast start and then a very slow mid game here in this first half. Crib jumping over like a bunny. Quan's able to find him in the end. 2 minutes remaining here in this first half. Mountaineers yet to put anything on the board. Can really get anywhere close.
And look at where Quan's able to hold right now. He's just kind of controlling this map. He's going to pick up another one onto Strike, and now Marshall's going to have a chance here to get another detonation here onto A. Tables, though, finding one. And again, Orbitals just diving into the point, and Tables can't quite get the kill fast enough. Marshall, both of their points now coming from just kind of like those suicide runs there over onto the detonation side, and that's just going to be enough right now as the Mountaineers have once again been really, really stifled here on their attack. Kind of rinse and repeat what we saw from Akron, honestly.
Oh, 100%. Another detonation, though, coming in from Action. 3-0 start here for Marshall. Marshall did look really strong on Overload yesterday in CCL. They're kind of continuing that streak here today.
Another detonation from Marshall as well, and that time wasn't quite as cinematic. Just a lot of kills going the way. Tables takes out Action, but kills Crib as well, and that's going to be a really quick triple detonation there for the side of Marshall's. We're going to enter halftime early, 4-0. Now Marshall definitely fighting back, and this was a map that they looked very strong against the Mountaineers on yesterday in CCL. I think they won 5-2, and I mean they've already gotten 4 here, so the Mountaineers just can't really do much on attack. The exact same thing as Akron. Just they're able to find a couple little bursts of killing, but you have to maintain throughout. You kind of you got a whole map to get through, and obviously with the respawns right there defensively, it takes a lot to get through. And we saw kind of a masterclass there at the end of how Marshall was able to do it.
Yeah, and I mean Mountaineers have looked really strong on Overload against a lot of these. I guess you could say like bottom tier teams, I guess. But here against some heavy hitters, Overload has not been going very well for them. Maybe we overestimated the Overload strats earlier on in the season. They fell pretty hard against Akron, and here against Marshall, we're seeing a very similar story, but still up 2-0 in the series. Tables trying to make it work here. Gonna find 2, maybe get a 3rd. Oh my goodness, a huge clutch from him. Stops it from being a 5-0.
Inches away. Now the Mountaineers gonna try and find a way to build some momentum off this, but it's a couple kills from Action and Quan. Tables, though, on a bit of a streak there himself, a 4-player kill streak there for Tables. The Mountaineers are going to have to find some offense here pretty soon. They do have a lot of map saves right now. If they can get this detonator over towards that B site, they might be able to walk it in.
Crib's just waiting.
He will. Yes, he will. Tables gets the detonation. Strike finding 2 as well. And the Mountaineers, if they can hold this map space, they can almost do what Marshall did towards the end of that first half of just kind of like cycling off the respawns.
Yeah.
But it looks like Marshall is actually playing for the respawn of the detonator. Very smart from them. The Mountaineers are going to have to find something, though. Find some momentum. Build off of that first detonation. Strike finding one. Can he find the second? Yes, he can. Strike, a killing spree from him as well. The streaks are going to come in now from the Mountaineers.
Oh, man, the tree doing a lot of work there. Holding off. Eden's able to find orbitals there regardless. Crib just
Wood
making
is
so
famously
much space
bulletproof.
right now. I mean, just walking up literally in Marshall's spawn, able to get another one.
Just doing whatever he wants. It's a 7-player kill streak for Crib, and they have all this map space. Can they get the detonator over in time? Crib just going to keep on farming. That's an 8-player kill streak, but Mountaineers are going to have nothing to show for it.
Nothing at all. So much space we've seen from Crib in the second half with only one detonation from Mountaineers.
Can they get it now? Dive at the point.
They will contest, though. Strike
Can
gonna
they
find
get it?
one.
Yes,
Can he
they
find
can.
two? Yes, he can. Beautiful plays there by Strike. Tables able to get the detonation off. 4-2 now. This second half has been a blue and gold show.
But still, they still need 2 more, and it's about halftime of halftime right now. It's the first 2.5 minutes are about to elapse. The Mountaineers are still in another good spot here. They might be able to get another one. Yes, they will. Ethan.
Wow.
Another quick one, and they've just been doing such a good job of holding this map space. It seems like that might just kind of, it almost seems like it's a flaw in the map, and it's just really easy when you are on this side to kind of just hold the opposing team in their spawn. Strike, another killing spree for him. He's got 5 in a row action with a good position here to take out Crib. As the spike is going to, detonator rather, is going to respawn in just a second. Ethan, a good kill. We got to trade it out. Now Marshall going to stop the bleeding for now. Looks like they're actually going to maybe find another quick one here. But it's a nade there from Tables onto Quan. What a
huge.
nade. Absolutely massive. Strike going to try and find one, and he will. Mountaineers, detonator in hand, trying to even up the scoreline, but his orbital's taken out too in action. Another one as well. Ethan going to pick up that last one on the Quan here and just try and hold this out. It's a multi-kill from him. Make that 4 in a row from Ethan. Still low. There's going to have to regen, wait for his teammates here before he tries to pick this up. But it's all 4 Marshall players down that alleyway, and Orbitals takes him out.
Yeah, Crib looking to take a lot more space here once again. We're seeing that they're going to be on this low side. Tables, a lot of damage coming in, but it's taken out by action. A full squad wipe there for Marshall. They're going to try to capitalize on this, but a Hellstorm missile coming in from Crib. This is going to be huge. A perfect time to use this as well. Crib, and he's going to be able to get it. Yes, he will. I think. I don't know exactly what happened there. Crib was able to pick up one. No, he was not. Action was able to survive. Unfortunate. That is not good with a minute left here. The Mountaineers were really knocking on the door of tying this thing up. And I thought for sure the Hellfire missile would help out with that. But sadly, no. Tables finds 2 here with the Dravik. Kobe System's going to eat up his stun grenade, and that's going to be another one there. The Mountaineers just really not contesting the respawn.
Not at all, and this is kind of Marshall's strong suit, you could say, for this map type. Just their ability to kind of string together 2 or 3 detonations in a very short period of time. And it's kind of really been the downfall so far this Mountaineer team, as now there's just not enough time. 30 seconds left and still 3 detonations needed from this Mountaineer team. We are going to head to a map 4. We're going to head back to Hardpoint, where Marshall looked really, really good for the first 8 minutes, and then there was a couple of heroic comebacks from the side of WVU to give themselves a map win there. I wonder how Western would feel now about a map 5, however. Because you've beaten this team twice in the last 2 tries on Search and Destroy. Both of them 6-5. Both of them, as close as you can possibly be, but
Is that a Hellfire trade? Did I just watch a Hellfire trade?
I think you did.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I think, like you said, you do not want to go into a map. This is tough. Like, there's a good chance that Marshall could still win this, because both these Hardpoint and Search and Destroy games that the Mountaineers did win were by the skin of their team.
Absolutely.
6-5 on Search and Destroy.
And it was like 250 to 230. Yeah, I mean, something like that.
We just dialed in. Oh my god.
Like 8. Jeez.
Insanely dialed in. Goodness gracious.
That's chemistry. You can't fake that.
You can't fake it at all. No, there's no faking that. That's real. But still, 2-1 here in the series. Going back over here to Hardpoint. Do we actually know the map?
No, we didn't get maps for this game.
I'm interested to see what the map is going to be, because that's going to be a humongous shift on what my possible prediction could be. Well, I mean, my predictions are off. I mean, I should probably stop predicting.
Well, I predicted 3-1 Mountaineers, so I'm alive.
Oh wait, we both did. I forgot we did that. We changed it because I was like, oh, I don't feel like, I'd rather have my pride than be right.
True.
So, but we also did 3-0 earlier on.
Well, it was a 3-0.
It was 3-0.
That's all I'm gonna say.
So, I mean, do what you do.
It was a 3-0. Don't ask for any more information about that, though.
No.
I think we already deleted the VOD. Oh, good game. It's been quick.
I like it. I'm loving it. A lot of these
Usually
teams
just sit here and talk about nothing for like 8 minutes in between maps. Not this time though.
Looking at you, every Canadian team we've ever faced.
Oh my goodness, bro.
bro. Dude, every single time.
If you're from Ontario, you just take eons in between every map. Do a full map VOD review in between.
Gotta. It's the mandem, you know?
Back on hardpoint. It's been awesome to have seen this map, but we saw it a lot earlier in the year.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Bomb
Bloodbath
squad.
early on. Strike though. Finding the headshot on the Quan, but Marshall's going to have a pretty easy time controlling this hardpoint early. Good shot there from Tables. Can't quite find two though. And we see this kind of rotating disc in the middle. It's usually where Crib makes, it's kind of like his bread and butter area if the Mountaineers can find a way to break through here. But it's going to be a killing spree there from Action. Finally gets taken out by Tables. But Marshall kind of picking up where they left off at the start of that first hardpoint game. And it's going to be a pretty easy 30-point lead here right off the bat.
Yeah, not what we want to see for the Mountaineers here. I mean, this P1 has been dominant. We honestly saw a very similar story. I believe it was on like P4, I want to say, earlier on Den, where the Mountaineers were tied up 50-50, and then Marshall just takes the entire hard point, and they are up by double, and we're seeing that exactly here.
The Mountaineers haven't even gotten a point yet.
Wow,
It's a good
my
nade
goodness. Marshall was
Paralysis.
running with this. They're currently up 4,500% on the Mountaineers right now.
there. Essentially 1,000,000% right now, but Mountaineers, can they get their first point? I'm not sure. Yes, they can get their first point after Marshall gets to 60. Crib finding two there, including one with the nade. Now, West Virginia is kind of set up here pretty nicely to get chip
They're
back into
feeding.
this lead. Absolutely, the kills are now going back in the way. The Mountaineers strike, finding one, just taken out though from Action, but Marshall's gonna have to kind of wait for respawn to come in before they can really find a way to contest this. WVU doing a good job here, getting back into this. Need to find that kill though. Orbitos will fall. Tables running forward while reloading. Not the smartest thing in the world from Tables.
Yeah, I don't think he can do this one. To be honest, just sitting right there, just kind of awaiting his arrival. But
That's a really good comeback hardpoint there from the Mountaineers. Getting almost 40 points here. So they're going to cut that lead back down to 20 as the kills are starting to fall more in the way of the Golden Blue. It's a good shot there from Tables, making up for his little mental lapse there in that last one. Ethan, the nade comes out. All four Marshall players about to just flood into this point. Ethan and Tables taking out two. Can they find a couple more? Ethan.
Goodness,
Give him
Ethan.
3 from Ethan. Why not? Mountaineers fighting back. It's going to be a multi-kill from the team captain. As now this lead gets cut down once more. It's just back down to 20.
Ethan last on the left side there. Unfortunate. Tables gonna get stunned on this backside. A side. Able to find a one though. Mouse away and Crib coming in with the flank on this left side.
Two.
Finds two. Okay, on the third. Last player alive.
Ethan
Get
helps
by
him out
Ethan.
though. Off the respawn, Cribs gets taken out by Quan, but the Mountaineers now holding firm position near this hard point once again. Strike looking to kind of get activated here. Just 3 and 7 so far in this game. The Mountaineers going to cut the lead down to 12 as this hard point is going to flip back over. It's going to be 4 quick kills from the side of Marshall, but Mountaineers respawning, looking to try and cut this lead back once again, but Marshall building it back, right back up. However, after that first hard point, a much better position here for the Mountaineers than maybe would have thought. Ethan picking up 2 once again.
Yeah, the Mountaineers gonna have to fight back pretty hard here. Down 27 points. This will be a hard point. They're gonna be trying to reclaim strike. Almost getting a kill there. Kill feed all blue. Unfortunate. Action finding
5
possibly
kills in a
2
row
more
for
over here
Marshall.
on mid. Oh my goodness, almost getting it. Sadly, will fall. Marshall lead though still growing. This is very similar to what we saw in the first hard point. Marshall was able to cross that 100-point threshold before the Mountaineers were even able to get to 50.
And
Or
while the comeback was spectacular, you
Yes.
can't really plan to do that
No,
again.
you cannot. That is not a scenario that you at all want to be in. But right now, it's looking like it's going to be happening again. That's why I was kind of concerned earlier when they were able to take Overload. I'm like, the first 2 maps were by no means dominant. Ethan though, very dominant. Finds 2. Looking to find his 30. Knows exactly where he is. Never mind. No, he did not. Strike's going to strike.
Quan's going to take out of both. The Mountaineers are in control of the hard point for the time being, but it is going to flip back over to the side of the Marshall. They're going to build this lead right back up to 60. The Mountaineers did such a good job of getting it down. I think it got down to as low as 12, but momentum flipped back to the way of the herd. But for now, Red flashing on the left side of the kill feed.
Table trying to hold this right side down. You'll find one. Mountaineers are able to crawl back into this very slowly. Crib finding as well. A lot of picks here for Crib, taking down everything over here on mid.
He's starting to come alive. It's been a quiet game from him so far, but if Crib can awaken himself here, this is still so winnable for the Mountaineers. They're going to cut the lead back down to around 40. And this hardpoint is going to flip back over, and this is where Crib loves to play.
This next hardpoint, though, still in the hands of the Mountaineers. This P1's going to be really dangerous. Marshall's able to capitalize on it really well earlier on. Doing something similar here. 3 kills for them. Looking to get their lead right back to where it was earlier on. I believe they held every single point at this hard point first time around. Won't go that lead this time, as Ethan's going to find 2 to take this thing back.
And now it's going to be almost the exact same situation. This is where we saw kind of Marshall, I think, limit to like 200 points, and the Mountaineers kind of got stuck at around this situation right above 100 before the comeback. So now, if Western Union can kind of give themselves a little bit more breathing room here, cut this lead down to 15 or 20 points, but the kills are coming back through in the way of Marshall, and the hardpoint's going to be contested, but Quan and Orbital's cleaning up Strike and Ethan, and now it's going to be back up to a 40-point lead once again. They've been hovering around 35 to 45 points here for these last 2 or 3 hard points. The Mountaineers have been having trouble kind of making up any ground. Tables, though, along with Crib, going to take this back over, and yeah, once again, just a 40-point lead is where it's going to kind of stick at.
Somehow Crib not able to find that kill. Did a lot of damage. Tables on this backside will go down in the process. Strike over here on mid now. Marshall's able to try to increase their lead and looking to cross that 200-point threshold. Ethan barely finding 1. Heavy contest here for Marshall, though. 4-man on the site, not going to work. Mountaineers able to take back ownership.
They're going to need to hold this for 20 these next 25 seconds if they want a chance here. They can't allow Marshall kind of get to that 200-point threshold again so early in this game like we saw them do on map 1. Looks like they're doing a good job of that right now. The kills are still going in the way. Crib gonna need to find out, and he will. Quan takes out 2, but the trades come through for the side of the Mountaineers. Snap it out to Paralysis, finds 2 of his own, and now for these last 4 seconds, they got 20 out of 25. That's what I asked for. The lead back at 40.
My goodness. Orbital is just simply too quick there. Strike able to find 1. Marshall, though, still on this hard point. Table is taking him out.
Table just has to live now. Wait for his teammates to get here. Crib here in support. Is going to find 1. Crib, can he get a multi-kill here? Almost. Hit markers come through. Action actually gets a team kill there onto Quan. That's maybe a break for the Mountaineers, but the kills just aren't able to come through. Strike with the big one on Paralysis. Ethan as well. It's taken out. They had a chance there, did the Mountaineers, but Marshall's able to kind of collect themselves, and now stopping it for the time being. Tables, able to find 1, but just nothing quite going here. The Mountaineers are going to need to string together some kills, but it's just not looking like it.
This has been an insane contest right now for the Mountaineers. This is back and forth, within seconds of each other. Quan, though, able to get 3. Timing almost there for a 4. Quad feed. Wow, insane.
Almost a quad feed, but not quite. Finally gets taken out, but I mean, it's still just all that gunfights. It seemed like no one really got any progress at all on that hard point. But now, Marshall taking back over. They're at 210 now. 40 points is all that they need. Paralysis in action, taking out 2. Action, gonna get 2 of his own. Another one for Quan, and now West Virginia. Dire straits. This could be the last hard point if they're not able to make something happen here towards the end of this match. Strike's gonna get 1, but they're gonna need a lot more.
Yeah, it's kind of all falling apart right now, this last hard point. Marshall has the ability here to end it. If they're able to capitalize and get every single thing. Orbital's almost finding 2, most likely should have. Action's on a 5 streak.
They haven't even gotten close to this hard point at the Mountaineers.
No.
They've been getting the door slammed in their face, and now Marshall, they might just ride this all the way out. They needed 45 points from this hard point. Looks like they're going to get that maybe with some time to spare. They will not.
The contest will come through, luckily, but still down 80 points.
Yeah. 6 points away is Marshall. This almost feels uncomebackable, but we have seen some crazy stuff today.
We have indeed, but I mean, one has to think, when you're only 6 points away, just like those little tickle points you get every now and again when you step up hard point. Yep. I mean, those are going to come back to bite you, and it's just going to be all over, most likely. The Mountaineers aren't even actually on the hard point right now. Action does find a Hellfire missile onto Ethan. Crypto frying.
Oh, but that might just be it. Marshall's just going to try and stick it on. The Mountaineers are going to flood onto the point, but Orbital's finding 3. Oh, Ethan!
Wow.
Out of nowhere, gets those last 2 kills, but he's going to take it out. Marshall just needs to stay on the point for 2 more seconds. Table's trying to flood on Crib. He's going to have to go huge, and it's not going to happen. Marshall going to force a map 5, and we are going back to search and destroy.
Not what you want.
Well, map 5, the potential kryptonite for this Mountaineer team, but it's been a weird match so far for sure. They did win search and destroy. They've won the last 2 search and destroy maps against this Marshall team. They've both been 6-5. So if history's any indicator, this is going to be about the longest game of COD you can possibly have.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, this is going down to the wire here. I mean, this is insane. Almost a 10-minute hardpoint match there. I'm not super confident going into this map 5. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be map dependent. It's gonna, I think, because I'm also interested because search and destroy, they really struggle with sniper rifles against Akron. The last search and destroy map, there were no, it just wasn't a sniper map.
Are we gonna see Den again?
If we go back to Den and Orbitals pulls out the sniper rifle and starts getting first picked again, like we saw Bio do, and pretty much almost every round it seemed like the Mountaineers could really be in trouble. It seems like they are more comfortable in S&D maps where snipers aren't going to be as prevalent, because it just kind of seems like they don't really have someone to fill in that sniper role. I mean, it hasn't been popular in so long.
Yeah.
You know, it's like never saw snipers in Black Ops 6, and this is, pretty similar to the same team. These guys have been here for a while, so they've never really, I guess, practiced that sniper role. So it might just be a weakness for this team, and if Marshall's able to exploit that, I mean, it could get ugly, but they did win map 2 on Search and Destroy. They did win yesterday on Search and Destroy against this Marshall team. It's the only map that they won. So can they find a little bit more of that magic? It is a rivalry game, so It
is. Yeah, this is huge. This is really, really important for both these teams right now. Especially for Mountaineers, who did lose yesterday in CCL to Marshall, so to come back here and honestly be up 2-0 and get reverse swept will be definitely a bad way to go. I'll say that. But I did say earlier I was feeling a 3-2. I said I'm feeling a 3-2 in my bones. I don't know why. I just got a feeling in my gut.
You did say that, like,
we're
at the
gonna
very
win.
start of the broadcast.
Yeah, that we're gonna win on like a search and destroy, which we did already. So
We did.
Not how I thought the 3-2 would go, but still 3-2 possibly regardless for WVU. I still though. I mean, barely scraping out.
Yeah, it's as close as you can. I think it was a.
I mean, well, honestly though, it was 6-5, but I feel like a lot of the rounds that we did win were dominant, and a lot of the rounds we did lose were really close.
But I think round 11, I think the Mountaineers got up to like a 3v1 and then was able to convert, and then because the round before that was the 1v4.
Yes, they got 3v1 and converted, and they lost.
The last round, the Mountaineers wanted to get the 6-5 wasn't necessarily close, so I guess it could have been closer. It wasn't like a 1v1 on round 11. But I mean, when you go the distance the last 2 times playing this team on this map type, you got to expect that it's at least going to be a nail biter. I would imagine.
It will be a nail biter. I don't think we're going to see like a 6-2 or anything like that. I think it's going to be at least.
I don't think the Mountaineers can win 6-2 on Search and Destroy.
No, I don't think so either. I
think if they win on S&D, it's going to have to be 6-4, 6-5, something like that. So it's going to have to come down to, can they kind of stop those runs that they kind of are prone to giving up on maps like Search and Destroy? We just saw it against Akron. They gave up 4 rounds in a row, and they were really fast rounds. It looked like Marshall was maybe going to do that earlier, but because the Mountaineers, after winning the first round, they got kind of blown out in rounds 2 and 3, but they were able to stabilize. So it's going to have to come down to that. We just talked so good about how we get into these maps so quickly, and now we're just waiting.
Yeah, I know. This is different from what we saw earlier on, but I guess it gives us a good amount of time to talk before going into map 5.
I'm done talking.
I'm out of here, man.
I'm out of things to say. I just want a map 5. It's an in-state rivalry with WVU Marshall. We never lose.
Never lose that. Never lose that. And even if we do lose it today, we still never lose that.
Well, I mean, these are like 2 of the best soccer teams in the country too.
And they did beat us in the.
I think so.
Yeah. They did do that.
That doesn't count.
Yikes. It's okay.
Head into game.
Heading
Deciding
in.
map 5.
Dial it in.
Not on Den.
No,
thankfully.
thank the Lord.
I don't
but
think we've
they-
seen this map on Search and Destroy, so it'd be interested to see if
either.
it is one where these teams are going to opt to pull out the sniper rifle. I guess only time will tell.
There's a lot
It
of
doesn't really
windows.
seem like this would be a super favorable map for snipers because there's a lot of kind of like corners and banks. There's not really like a ton of long
a
sight
lot of
lines.
openness. I think a lot of, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna see anything too much here, especially off rip. I don't
And
think.
like we say that, and then 2 seconds, sniper first blood.
Oh,
Ethan's
yeah.
dead.
Oh my goodness, Orbital's walking up. Jeez, Marshall's already frying. Finds the first blood and gets another one as well. Quando gonna go down. Back to 2v2. A very strong start for both these teams.
Strike did a really good job there of evening that up, getting us back to 2-2. Crib's going to pick up this bomb. Strike's going to spot, I think, both
Oh my goodness,
hurt
what
players,
a play
but
by
Crib
Crib.
is going to save him at the last second. Now it's going to be a 2v1 for the Mountaineers. Can they capitalize? Head back over towards A. They do not know where Paralysis is, though, and he's on quite a flank right now. But the hit markers come
big
through.
issue
He's not
for
able to
him.
find it, and now he's giving himself away.
I mean, right now, yeah, you can just kind of chillax if you're the Mountaineers. Have that bomb down. As long as Paralysis doesn't hit a crazy nade, you should be in the blue. That was close.
Got scary for a second
I
there.
almost jinxed that, I'll tell you what.
But the Mountaineers will convert. Round 1, just like we saw 3 maps ago.
Yep.
Strike finding 2 there. That wall bank kill against Quan,
Was huge.
absolutely huge. Evening it back up 2-2, and then he kind of played baited, I guess, for Crib there to kind of find that kill to give themselves the man advantage there. Well played there from the Mountaineers. Gonna give themselves a little bit of breathing room here. Round 1, always nice to get that first one down, but now it's going to come down to, as we've mentioned all day, first bloods. They have never gone in the way the Mountaineers just seems all day on this game mode. So can they finally find the magic, pick up some of these early kills, and can they convert them? We talk about with Valorant about how shockingly bad they are at winning rounds where they get the first kill.
Yeah, no, seriously. And that's been, honestly, a lot of times here in COD, they just don't get the first kill. Somehow they're still a lot of times able to convert. Oh my goodness, Orbitals once again. Same thing he did last round where he's going to slide in, find the first blood. Strike might be in a good advantage here. Crib, 30 health, almost dying. Where I believe Quan died last time. Actually going to find one. He will go down. Rest in peace to Crib. Now 2v4 for the Mountaineers. Not looking good. But if Marshall kind of gets a little antsy here and gets, overextends a bit, the Mountaineers could definitely punish that.
Bomb gets down. The 4v2 post plant, though. Gonna be pretty tough, but Ethan starts it off. Ethan finding 2. Action and Paralysis both down. It's a 2v2 now. Ethan gonna regen. Group up with his teammate here. Ethan, can he find a third? No, he cannot. Quan finds the last bullet through the wall. Now it's all down to Strike. Had a really good round. Last round, can he mimic it once again? Gonna jump down, switch over to his SMG. He spotted both of them, but he's just not gonna have the angles. Well played there from Marshall. Really tough spot.
Ethan, though, almost having an insane clutch up there. Unfortunately, though, does not fall the right way. 1-1 here. This is gonna be close. I mean, I think we both kind of predicted that going into this. This is gonna be a nail biter. But what a way for an in-state rivalry match to go.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I would prefer a 1-1 and then 2-1, 2-2 instead of like a possible reverse sweep. I don't
feel
like the
like
idea
it's
of that.
rare to see WVU versus Marshall, and we're never seen it in Valorant, I don't believe. I haven't seen it in Rocket League, I don't believe. Obviously, we're seeing it quite a bit in COD. We used to play them in Overwatch quite a bit. They were really bad, so we always won easily, but it's always fun to see these rivalries take place.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be another first blood there for the side of Marshall. It's been all 3 rounds so far. It really kind of has been an issue for this team.
Yeah, it was an issue earlier on in the last search and destroy as well, and they were able to capitalize, or they weren't able to capitalize, and they still ended up coming with a loss. But I mean, it's a good start, round and round. It's what you got to do every single time. Just start off with man advantage and then just execute on that. Marshall has struggled with that execution, but right now, still 1-1. West Virginia down a man. Quan playing right above Tables, who will be able to get this bomb down.
do like this from the Mountaineers. They're able to kind of get back.
Oh my
Tables,
God,
17
Tables.
HP. But he is going to find a way to live. And now the Mountaineers can try and play for this post plant. But Orbital's taking out Tables. And now it's going to be a 2v4. They're actually just going to maybe try and stick to the fuse here. And it's going to work because Orbitals. Did he find all 4 there? No, just 3 from Orbitals. But that's obviously all you're going to need from the side of Marshall. So now they are going to string together a couple round runs in a row. And so far, it's gone beat for beat, exactly like map 2, with the Western winning the opener and then Marshall winning the next 2.
Yeah. Hopefully the ending is the same, but right now, I mean, the Mountaineers not looking as strong as they did on map 2. I'd say, you know, Orbital 5-1 as of now. Tables yet to find his first pick.
Can they find a first blood?
That's the question. They gotta start off stronger. I mean, like, especially when it's a 4v4. Like, you know, in Valorant, I guess it doesn't matter as much. I don't know if it matters more or less when there's less players.
It matters more when there's less players.
I would agree, right? Okay. So I'd say it definitely matters more here in COD. I mean, I guess the TTK is, you know, technically quicker, but you can also one-tap with a Vandal. I don't know. You can't really compare the 2 games. But Table's trying to sink his way down here at the bottom. Strike possibly getting pushed up here, and there's going to be a plant almost going down. Orbitals once again finding first blood, 6-1. I am tired of seeing that up top. I'll tell you what, Orbital's not going to just plant down, doing it all for Marshall. Paralysis finding one, the refrag almost coming in by Ethan, but it won't. Tables had the timing, but can't connect. Marshall takes down 4.
Surgical. Orbitals again finding 2 big kills there. I think it's on a 6-player kill streak, 7-player kill streak, something like that. And now Western is gonna have to be careful here not to kind of let this start to snowball. We saw it against Akron and like maintaining, and all of a sudden a couple of big round wins in a row and the match is over. And obviously now literally the match will be over if the Mountaineers cannot find a way to bounce back. Still 4 lives apiece, still have yet to find a first blood. Tables 0-4, Crib 1-3 as well. Not the type of stat lines you want to see, especially when Orbitals is playing the game of his life.
Yeah.
And now Orbitals is going to be looking for this again. He's been manning. And Ethan falls. Action finding the first blood this time. And the Mountaineers just, once again, they just have to play with a man disadvantage round after round. Orbital's now looking to get a little bit active. He's in a pretty tight spot here. But he might be able to find some work out of it. The smoke bomb comes out. The Mountaineers, Crib's going to be taking high ground. I don't think they know that Orbitals is here, though, and he's going to find a jump. He actually he's taken out. Tables, a really good shot there from him, and now Crib finds one as well, and the bomb's going to get down. The Mountaineers have found a way to flip this.
Very winnable, 3v2. Action paralysis, pretty far back. So is Strike, though. Strike kind of playing on that other side. I don't know if they really going to expect that to be an option. Seems like they...
He gets taken out, though.
Yeah, unfortunate. 2v2 now. Not a lot of time for Marshall to really work
taking
with.
their time. Tables finds one, and now it's down to the Superstar in a 1v1.
Oh my God!
Such a good bait there from Marshall. But Crib. What is going on? Crib's
wasting enough time.
Can he waste enough time? Yes, he can! And he's going to get the kill anyways.
Goodness.
What is Crib doing?
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
I don't know what
There were a lot of whiff shots there.
Yeah, from both sides. I don't know exactly what I watched, but I'm glad Crib was able to solidify it there in the end.
The movement. The movement. Comes
Crib
in.
has got to have like an Apex background or something. This guy's movement's just, it's
I wouldn't be
simply-
surprised at all. His movement is kind of very
It really is nuts.
Apex player.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good call. It's a good call. The Mountaineers trying to even it up back now. A really big win for them as they're going to head back over towards defense. Just playing time. Crib finding 2 big kills there after I mentioned him being 1-3 at the start of that last round. Can the Mountaineers get a first blood for the first time? It's round 6. Tables is going to get taken out. Orbitals again. I think that's 3 or maybe even 4 first bloods from Ethan, though. Finding one on the Quan.
Good smoke by Crib.
Oh, but he's going to get ran up on. Wait. Actually, no, he's not.
Beautiful play.
And
Now
Strike
down
with
to
the nade kill as
paralysis.
well, and all of a sudden the
Wow.
Mountaineers collapse.
What a smoke. They just, I mean, executed that immediately. Ethan, I mean, Ethan has been finding the whatever's after the first blood, like every single time.
What is that?
Second blood.
Yeah, the second, yeah.
Second blood every single time.
The
It's been Orbital with the
second
opener,
blood.
and then Ethan with the response.
And then the nade kill as well from Strike there. Anytime you can get a nade kill in one of these search and destroy modes, obviously it's so impactful. That the respawns with Mountaineers able to tie it up, winning these last two. Still have not gotten a first blood.
Nope.
Will we be fortunate enough to see one at all on this map? We will see.
Orbital's 8 and a 3 for him. Crib finally getting a first blood for the Mountaineers. Humongous. The plant also going down. Almost able to get out, no, but Orbital's in action. Finding one apiece. Somehow no refrag. Ethan proning his way on over. Orbital's gonna go for his defuse here. Can Ethan find the angle? Yes, he can. Huge play by Ethan. Able to prone his way up. If he can survive, he can kill it. He can, Ethan. All up now to Strike.
Strike has a nade. He's getting pushed, but he's just trying to back. Can he back it? I think he just run now and try and play for time. Oh, what a slide! Strike finds it! Oh my goodness! I think Paralysis thought he was going to run and play for time. He hit the reversal, jumped off the wall. Wow.
4-3 now. The Mountaineers clicking. My God, the prone almost came through there. But what a play by Ethan. Like that, there is no way anybody else is able to do that but him.
The Mountaineers do not win that round without the heroics from their team captain. Finally, was able to come through, and now the Mountaineers winning 3 rounds in a row here. The momentum starting to build. And now it's just be just 2 is all that separates. They were able to finally find a first blood. Can they do it again? Although the first blood didn't really matter because the 2 Mountaineers got picked off immediately afterwards, but still.
Strike finding a lot of hit markers here. Making sure no one's gonna push his B window. Strike right now on a 2 streak. Slow play here by Marshall.
Oh my goodness, I thought.
Bad situation right now. He's able to
Crib
find
is
one.
taking out the nade.
That is unfortunate.
It's Orbitals again.
Oh, he got it somehow. Table still able to get one. Finds that refrag paralysis though on the other side of the map. Gonna find Strike. Ethan though responding immediately. 2v2. Mountaineers looking up 5-3 here. I like how together they're playing with the Marshall, Thundering Herd able to go over to the other side on B. Might be our first B plan we've seen all series or all match. And finally, Marshall's now in their first post, rather not their first post plant, but a crucial one here. Ethan on this low ground. Both Marshall players playing up in the house.
He does have a nade.
A nade and a smoke. They've cleared out everything else, and you gotta know probably where they're gonna be. Yeah, they're just gonna clear out everything else. Quan though might have the timing on both. Oh my God, and he will. What a play by Quan. Perfectly executed. Marshall's gonna tie this thing up.
That seems like such a strong hold for post plant. I'm surprised we haven't seen more. Either of these teams try and attempt to plant more on B side, because that is obviously really advantageous there for the defenders getting to climb up into that window and just control so much. So many good sight lines there to play with for the side of Marshall as they're going to find a way to stop that little Mountaineer winning streak. It's going to be 4-4. I mean, we knew it was going to be down to the wire. And the Mountaineers, again, have only won one of these first splits. I'm going to say it every round until they start winning them.
Yeah.
Maybe I should stop. Maybe it's jinxing them.
Since you've been saying it, I feel like they've been getting more first bloods. Well, I don't know. They've
Only
got
had
what,
one.
2?
One.
No.
I think Orbitals has 5.
Yeah, Orbital is by himself is getting all the first bloods. 10 and 5 for him on this match.
This nade from tables.
Oh,
the trophy system.
Oh, and he goes down in the process too. Another first blood for Marshall. Nice response there by Ethan, though. Gonna pick up Quan. Shots ring out across the windows. Crib doing his best Ethan impression. Is gonna crawl up. Very slow here. for both sides. Both sides just kind of sticking with their positionings, playing with the space that they have. Strikes in a spot 1 mid. Orbital's able to rotate out. They don't know if the Crib is going to be up there. He's going to find one because of it. A very sneaky play there by Crib, and it'll pay off.
He's able to live as well and get this bomb down, Ethan. The stun will come out. Now the Mountaineers up a player, but spoke too soon. Action taking out Ethan. It's going to be
Strikes
a 2v2 now. Strikes in a good spot. Can he find one? Yes, he can. Give him both.
Oh my God.
A laser beam from Strike, and the Mountaineers are going to get to 5. It's match point. Match point, map point, series point, everything point.
Everything point right now. Wow. I mean, Crib is crawling all the way up through red. Finds one and Strike on the flank. Clicking heads. Beautifully executed. If they can get a first blood here, I'll be happy.
Certainly would be ideal. Hopefully just not Orbitals again. Orbitals will take up the bomb.
I'll tell you what, I am on the edge of my seat right now. This has been an insane series for both of these teams. An insane ending, no matter the outcome here. Quan rotating over this B side. The one time Marshall did hit this B side, it actually did work out pretty well for them.
It did.
They were able to hold it pretty well. Strike, can they find one with the Simtex there? That could be huge. No, 2 players, both very low, but Strike cannot confirm the kill on either. That could have been first blood.
Crib, however, might be in a position here to kind of make a play. He's going to push out, get some information. Playing his life for now, waiting for the reinforcements to come in. And
Ethan
had a chance there from Ethan, but Paralysis is going to take him out. And the bomb will get down.
Ethan has such a good chance there to really capitalize. The table's going to come through. Crib can't find his one. Now help to Strike on 1v3. He can't do it. It is all down to this. Oh my God.
Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed? It is 5-5 in map 5 here.
Ugh.
Search and Destroy. The Mountaineers going to head back over towards attack. Now, it's been A all day for this team so far. Do you stick with what's worked?
I think you do. I really do think you. They've gotten, I mean, they have just taken control of red every single time so far, and it's been working out for Ethan, it's been working out for Crib. They can just kind of gain a decent amount of map control and not force themselves into a really bad spot over on A, I think.
What is going to be the breakthrough here? Is it going to be a nade kill? What is going to happen? Trophy system.
Dear God.
Savior. And look at that. All
Heavy
4 Marshall
presence
players
from
at A.
Marshall. Wow. They know exactly what's going to happen here. Crib, not a singular hit marker. Same thing for Ethan. Crib on the first blood though on a Quan. The wallbang finally comes through.
Tables finds one as
another
well.
one. No, 4v2 for the Mountaineers. Paralysis set up with 2 trophies. Gonna back up. That's gonna give full side control now for the Mountaineers. Strike.
Just play your life.
Finds the info. Plant should be going down here soon. And it will. Tables.
Ethan doing
Gets
his
it.
classic. Proning up. Paralysis. Lands a couple shots, but not enough for a kill. Action finds Tables. A 3v2 now for the Mountaineers. Trophy system down. The flash is out. Smoke grenade actually onto site. Paralysis peeking. Ethan gonna take it out for the wall bang. It's a 2v2. It's a 2v1. Action takes out Strike. The Mountaineers. It's just Crib. Crib. So low. Is able to find one, but gets taken out. And it's a 1v1 on the very last gunfight of the game. Marshall will take it down with 5 seconds to spare.
Up 4-2. Oh, man. Jeez, man. Well played there by Action at the end. Ah. Generational. Up 2-0. The reverse move comes through. So disappointing.
Reverse sweep as well.